wants to prove M3 wasn't just a fluke, and Hoon looking to win back his fans.
I got basically kicked, but they still call me traitor for, I don't know, for pursuing my dream.
I thought living that comfort zone and then try new things was a better way for me to pursue the win.
We're coming and we're gonna compete. We're gonna put a fight, that's for sure.
I'm coming for you, M4.
This is what we have all been waiting for.
You push us, we push you back. You respect us, we respect you back. You doubt us, we will bleed to prove you wrong.
Everything on the line, right here, right now.
Definitely, they're not underestimating us as much as they did in M3. People probably see us and take us more seriously now, especially considering our accomplishment back then.
I want to be the first in the world. I want to win a world championship. And the only way to really do that is day in and day out. There's no relaxing. You have to keep going.
Here comes the Valley.
It's my time, I'm a ball. I'ma get this money right. I'm gonna live my best life. They been talking to me on me, but you know they'll never win. I'm controlling all my victories, and something has gotta give. Cause this is just what I made it now, made it now. You can't ever break us down, break us down. I'll be speechless for the stars. Promise I'll be what they not, and I'll never ever stop. Won't never stop, yeah.
Touch the sky, you're made of silver and gold. Touch the sky, you're the greatest option now. You and I can make it out of the crowd. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will always rise, we will never fall. Fire in our eyes, around me are strong. Even though we know our base against the wall. Can you take your aim? You know that this is.
I've been down, been waiting so long. I'm here for the crown, I'm here to show off. Greatness time, just waiting to show y'all. This is your time to remember. So many times, I lie in the basement waiting for greatness. No, I won't listen to anyone hating on me and telling me I wouldn't make it. Cause I did everything that they said I couldn't. Caught my footing and I kept the controls. I stand for something, I ain't running now. I'm the greatest now, I just wanna make it down. Don't let me down, don't let it all. I'm on the road, accomplished all of my goals, and I ain't gonna let you down.
Touch the sky, you're made of silver and gold. Touch the sky, you're the greatest option now. You and I, we can make it out of the cold. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will always rise, we will never fall. Fire in our eyes, around me are strong. Even though we know our base against the wall. And again, pick your aim, you know that this is
Coming for the game, cause we ready for the victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Land of the Dawn. We are the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy and officially on Season 3, Week 3, Day 3s. How many 3s was that? I bet you're going to say 3, but that was actually 5. As we are jumping into this amazing day, we do have some teams that are ready to compete in 3 best of 3s. Just 3s all over the board today. Bloodhounds going up against Universal Trolls for Series 1. Series 2 will be FaZe up against Los Eggs, the second team over there for Huevo. And then to finish off today with Series 3, we are going to be seeing Carpe Diem go up against Dark Immortals, all live on the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy YouTube channel. Make sure you guys register on the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy Discord server if you want to partake in these events and prepare with these teams for upcoming official Moonton events such as the NACT Spring Season, as registration is currently open, so make sure you guys also sign up for that. But moving on to today's match, 2 amazing teams ready to throw down, and we are going to actually not see Abyss. This is going to be Bloodhounds going up against Universal Trolls, so ignore that little scene as both teams are getting ready to jump inside of this match. We have the amazing caster stepping into the building for the on-point analyst going by the name of Eunice. You've seen her in the MLSA staff from Season 1 and now Season 2. And I can't wait to see what matches we have ahead of us, as I will be your play-by-play to break down these engagements. How you doing today, Eunice?
I'm doing okay. Yourself?
Oh, I'm doing great, but these teams are definitely doing better, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do as we are getting ready to jump straight into the draft. And I got to say, best of 3 Bloodhounds led by Bocarasco. We've seen him be an amazing force for that team. They also have like Pika Pika on their team. I'm not sure if he's playing today, but I know they definitely have some heavy hitters who've been playing since the beginning of time. But another interesting thing is Universal Trolls, right? This is actually the team spearheaded over there by Rim, another amazing caster for the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy, and he will be competing today. So I want to see how he goes toe-to-toe with one of the best inside of the Land of Dawn for North America. How are you feeling about today's match?
I don't know. I do know that these are 2 pretty good teams, and then I kind of have to rem out there whenever good casters out here in the MLSA here. So kind of very interested to see what's going on. But let's talk about these bans real quick. So I do see Frederick getting banned out.
So definitely going to be some interesting things on the table so far. A little bit of that disconnect, but we're back in Discord now, and Eunice is back on the table with us as well. So looking at the draft so far, 7 minutes left on the, or seconds left on the board, and it looks like they are going to opt in to take out that glue for the side of Universal Trolls.
Yeah, so I don't know what happened to that. A little bit of a bug, I guess. I don't know if it was on my end, but we do see these common bans coming out. So Arlot, I haven't been able to play him into the rank match yet, but I do know that he has a very menace of a dash coming in, and I did read his skill sets and stuff, so it is a little bit on the I don't know. I played him today against in rank, and it was a big menace on my end, especially as a mage player. So maybe have to see what is in stock. But hold on, I do see Tuna locking in Julian with that new buff coming in with the current patch. Julian is a really good mid laner, almost even a good side laner, and also pretty good slotted into that jungle area. So I do want to see where they're planning on slotting this Julian for the side of Bloodhounds, but I don't know what response Universal Trolls might be. Hold on, I do see a Lapa getting locked in, but hold on, I do see a lot of mages open right now. So I do see Yves open, I do see a possible Valentina pick as well, and I feel like, Weezy, give me your opinion. Like, with these new patches coming out, right? And like Arla, the new hero, getting slotted in, and like these new buffs coming in with Natan getting buffed, Hanabi getting buffed, Julian getting buffed. What do you think? We both know that Lapu also got nerfed, right? So you're kind of working at a new hero pool. So a lot of mages that we used to ban, like the Yves and the Valentina, are actually free walking, and same with carry. So what do you think so far of this new current patch right now?
You know, I did actually take the time to read it, and definitely some interesting things. You kind of mentioned over there that Lapu, he did get a slight nerf, right? Not going to have as much initial damage in the beginning, but it wasn't too much of a nerf. Just slightly not as strong as he used to be in the early phase. They're trying to make him a little less dominant for that XP lane. But something that definitely stood out to me was the Julian. His damage is now insane in the early phase, and it scales even better as he prevails through the match. So I think it's a strong pickup. Definitely something you want to prio if he is left available. You did mention the Yves, though. I did notice they did limit the damage, or not the damage, but the slow on that Void Crystal that Yves pulls out on that second skill to be able to kind of slow down heroes that are running by about 50% of what it used to be. So that is something that is a little bit of an upscale battle, and they also added 8 seconds over there to her manipulation. Now, I wouldn't say that doesn't make her still a strong pick. It just means it's going to take a little bit longer to get those sets, and also they won't be as proactive for the slow that you will apply with that
Right.
Void Crystal. So I still think it's a good prio on the Eve. I still think teams can pull it off. Just got to be a little bit more patient with those timers on the skills that are now a little bit more than what they used to be. But looking at the draft so far, you are seeing Rim lock in this Kadita. Gonna have those rough waves resting in, the power of the MLSA behind him. And I'm wondering how this is gonna play out, right? As you are seeing some additional CC opted in for the suppression, Bamboo locking up that Franco.
Yeah, so I do see Franco is, I mean, same thing as Kaja, right? We do not have a single target suppression coming in, but I don't know. I do see Blink locking in this Chow. I don't know if that's going to be slotted in the EXP lane zone or the roam, but I do see Julian slotted in. But like I said, Julian can work anywhere around the map. I just want to slot him in the roam position, but Julian has been slotted in the mid lane, the EXP lane, and jungle. So if it's a Chow roam, I feel like it is kind of equal, right? We do have the Chow with the kick is a single target kick, same with the Franco is a single target ult. So I do want to see if this, to me, looking at this draft right now, especially Rem and that Kadita, looks like a single pick off team, right? So we do have like the follow up from the rough waves coming in from Rem and then the suppression coming in from Franco. But I do wonder how Bloodhounds is going to respond with Chow and being able to pair that up with the single target CC. So I do wonder what they're slotting in. But talking about these bans, I do see Yve actually getting banned out and N11 coming from Universal Trolls. And I do see Valentina and Claude also getting backed out, which is a really good backline marksman coming in as Claude himself, and with the Blazing Duet being able to kind of combine with Dexter and be a very big menace towards that late game. But they are missing a marksman, and there are a lot of marksmen still open. I still see Carrie still walking right now, but I do know that Carrie did get nerfed in this current patch, so I don't know if it's a pretty good idea to slot her, but I feel like if the team is able to have that stability, and we do have that Lapu already in front, being able to front and take all that damage, I would suggest it, but I would recommend a fighter jungle, knowing that this is a possible and a potential Alucard jungle coming in from Bloodhounds.
Yeah, looking at the draft so far, with the bans being finalized on the side of Universal Trolls, looks like they are going to try and pick their jungle, and yes, indeed, going to go ahead and slot in a fighter for that role. The power of the 3,000 worlds into the hands of Nerdy with that Martis, the decimation, the mortal coils may be too much to handle. As we know, one of Alucard's weaknesses is CC, and Alucard did not get a recent buff. So he is still sitting where he's been at from the previous patch. So this may be a little bit of an upscale battle because there's a lot of CC for him to go up against with Universal Trolls. Not only do they have the suppression, they also have this Kadita over there with the rough waves to be able to burst him down. Also get that knock up with the Breath of the Ocean. You have the Land Shaker over there by Izana onto this Lapu Lapu. Everybody on their team has CC, which is a direct counter over to this Alucard jungle for the side of Bloodhounds, but something that did get slotted in, trying to have a little bit of that power with the late game. You are going to see Sleeps pick up this carry, and I gotta say, carry actually took a little bit of a hit in the recent patch, right? Not really as prioritized as she used to be, because we used to see carry getting picked almost first pick in every draft, Eunice, right? And now she's more of that late option. If she's still available, we can take her, but she doesn't do as much damage as she did previously before the patch went live.
Yeah, we do know that Carrie was one of those prio pick bans or a prio pick coming in from the latest patch, but now that we see that it's more of a situational pick because Carrie did get nerfed all the way to the bottom, did take a big hit like you said, but I do see Skull Kings locking in that Hanabi, and we do know that Hanabi did also get a buff, not too big, right, but we do have that enhanced basic attack with the passive, and the second skill being able to kind of sustain her CC, and knowing that she's also immune when she does cast her first skill. It will be pretty interesting, but I do see these two teams now about to step into the Land of Dawn, and these teams are looking pretty strong, right? We do see that there are a lot of single target CC heroes, but on top of that, we do see a lot of AoE damage coming from each team, right? I do see the Faramis kind of being able to control the ground, but also have give Bloodhounds a second chance at life when it comes to the situation. But I do know that Rem locked in the Kadita, and with the rough waves, not only is a single target CC, anyone who is around that is able to get a little bit of damage, and knowing that Martis is able to become a menace once he is starting to pop his ult, it will start to be a bloodbath into the Land of Dawn. But we are starting here, we are getting in here, and I'm kind of excited. I can't wait. These two are pretty good teams, but I don't know, Wheezy. I'm kind of at the edge of my seat. These are two really good teams, strong teams. I mean, looking at the team comp right now, it looks pretty even. So, I don't know. What are your thoughts so far? I mean, looking at this draft right here.
Well, I definitely think it's going to be a little bit of upscale battle for this Alucard when it comes to these neutral objectives. Is his weakness is CC, and the only one to kind of stop the team from coming in is going to be Tuna, which is the XP lane on this Julian. So he's not really going to be in all these 5v5 engagements. Cho only has that single target CC with the Way of the Dragon, so I'm definitely thinking Universal Trolls has won on my favor for who has a stronger composition for these 5v5 fights. But this is all going to boil down to execution. They do have that carry. If she can get online nice and early, they can have that momentum spike needed to be able to burst down the side of Universal Trolls, as they do have a lot of frontline potential, right? They have this Lapu Lapu, they have this Martis also going in, and not to mention the Franco. But Franco is also a game changer. He does have that suppression. If he can get to the side lane, get a bloody hunt on to the marksman, and take down this carry, that also may be a game changer in favor for the Universal Trolls.
Yeah, and speaking of Universal Trolls, like everything you said is pretty true, but they do need to be careful of the early game. We do know that they have kind of the upper hand of this early game damage. I do see a Petri locking in by Rem.
Now the engagement in the mid-river. Wait a minute! Oh my goodness! The Iron Hooks are hot in the land of Dawn, and Nerdy's gonna pick up first blood on Martis.
Looks like that Franco bamboo on that Franco did go for a little fishing and did end up getting a big fish and put looks like he did bring back a big fish into the caster's desk here. But speaking of caster's desk, I do know that these two teams are now going to get ready to set up for this turtle. But since Alucard did go down, Alucard's name is actually in Korean. It's actually a Korean like the sushi thing. So I'm just gonna call him Sushi for now. But he did get picked up into the hands of Universal Trolls. But looks like this turtle might be uncontested, knowing that Alucard is still working on his blue here.
You know, that actually might be Sushi. I remember they had a member before who actually his name was Sushi, and maybe he just changed over there to you know, something a little different. But speaking of different, you are seeing an engagement. Rim picking up a kill with the rough waves, takes down Faramis, and you are going to see Zana take down Alucard in that process. 2 members off the board for the side of Bloodhounds, and now 3 kills leading for Universal Trolls. Raging Slash rushing in onto Tuna, unable to seal the deal. Now the G Kondo trying to find Rim, not able to hit the mark, and it looks like they are going to go ahead and recall back to the base. But this is going to open up the opportunity for Universal Trolls to extend their lead and take this turtle.
Yeah, and with that being said, the damage, like I said, is into the favor of Universal Trolls, especially just in the early game. And Rem being able to pick up a kill there, right, was able to kind of force Bloodhounds to go back. And they do need that fairness. They do need the mage zoning coming in, especially on this turtle. And knowing that Alucard has actually died twice, so kind of puts our gold at a disadvantage, and Alucard kind of needs to start scaling, right? Needs to come in with that farm, get online, take all the economy that he has on his table, and be able to kind of secure everything. And I do know that a little bit of pressure is coming onto the top side, knowing that these two marksmen really do need to scale in this 5-minute mark. But hold on, Rem coming in with the rough waves here.
Is going to go ahead and take down Blink, and now 4 kills on the board for the side of Universal Trolls. And this is what we kind of talked about, that upscale battle, a lot of CC in their favor. If you are caught out of position, there's only one Purify, and that is Boca Roscoe, to be able to kind of evade this CC. The rest are going to be kind of betting on getting out with a flicker. Oh my goodness, almost out for another fish again. Tuna barely dodging that Iron Hook over there by Bombo.
Looks like Bombo's getting a lot of fish today. Lots of fish in the sea for him to hook up, especially in the mid-river. And I do know that, I mean, with all the kills into the hands of the jungler and Rem, and especially the Lapu, Izana on that Lapu kind of gives them advantage. And I like how the pressure in the goal lane is not too strong, right? I mean, it is even on both sides, but looks like there might be a little bit of a quarrel coming down here. He does come in with the Iron Hook, but does miss.
Is going to try and find a possible pickoff. You are seeing the speed light wheels connecting on Rim, who is going to stay in that bush and possibly wait for a set. They are kind of focusing on these side lanes, and Universal Trolls definitely making some great decisions for the early game, as you are seeing a little bit of that fight in the mid lane. Not going to really take anything from it. And now Turtle will be spawning in 5 seconds, but wait a minute, the suppression, the bloody hunt, and now Blink going airborne. Rim's going to pick up yet another kill with the Breath of the Ocean, and sitting 5-0. Universal Trolls is now going to shift the aggro and focus over to this Turtle.
Yeah, killing spree has been unlocked by Rem on that Kadita, and looks like this turtle is going to be uncontested. and into the side of Universal Trolls. And let's take a look at these items here real quick. I do see Julian locking in his first core item, which is a genius one, but in exchange for that, we do see Ram locking in that clock. So first damage pen item coming into Universal Trolls, but the mage on the side of Bloodhounds, Bo Carrasco, on that Faramis is locking in that book, but he doesn't have that much damage yet, right? I do see Carry locking in the corrosion lock and is able to start doing that damage, but Hanabi is just right up behind the carry. So I'm actually pretty surprised how the gold lane is going, right? They are pretty equal in gold. I don't see too much of a difference right now, but hold on, I do see Bombo kind of looking for something here, looking for more fish to probably catch with the iron hook we see.
Not able to grab up Sushi though, as that is exactly what he was looking for, and a great evasion. And you kind of mentioned this gold lane, right? Skull King's on this Hanabi, a hero we never really used to see, but now with a little bit of that crowd control immunity in her favor when she uses that first skill, that may be a reason why teams will kind of pick her up, as it looks like Mobile Legends just trying to bring her back alive for the gold lane, as if she ever was alive. But now, speaking of these teams, you are going to see the Breath of the Ocean for the knockup. Rough Waves going in. Alter being activated by a hit with the bloody hunt of Franco, and it looks like one member may fall. Look at Blink, 1 HP, able to get out of there just in time. Flicker has been baited out, and now Sleep's gonna pick up a kill with the Speedy Lightwell. Is gonna go ahead and burst down this Hanabi. Shadow Stampede going in, gonna grab Nerdy, but the Iron Hook to respond from Bamboo, and now Nerdy gonna pick up a kill, takes down Sleep, evading that Speedy Lightwheel just in time, so it almost took him out as well. And you are gonna see the turret on the bottom side fall into the hands of Bloodhounds as Tuna was able to burst it down.
Yeah, but that being said, the gank on the top side, Carrie was able to pick up a kill, but in response, Sleeps did end up falling back into the caster's desk and is going to be slotted right back, but Hanabi coming in with 0-1 still, so it looks like the KDA coming in from both marksmen is not too bad. She did pick up an assist though in that team fight, but I don't know. I feel like the marksmen do need a kill right now, especially with the side of Universal Trolls, but hold on, looks like Airborne locking in from Tuna.
They are going to pick up a kill. Blink is going to go ahead and help facilitate that. And down goes Rim on this Kadita. And now it looks like Bloodhounds is going to go for their first neutral objective. May be able to pick up this Turtles. They are currently down in the economy, but still leading in gold. But wait a minute, Clash in the mid lane. You are going to see Sleeps pick up another kill. Takes out Bamboo on this Franco. And now they opted in on the push for the mid lane with the Colt Alter as that saving grace. And they're going to take down the tier 1 turret. Talk about a push.
Talk about a push. The Colt Alter did pop out and was able to secure a turret, but hold on, we do know that Hanabi did come online and it's actually able to push down that bot side turret, but Carrie, I just wanted to say, Carrie might have been nerfed within this current patch, but once Carrie starts getting her core items, she is going to be a menace, and I do know that once a team starts to get online, especially these team fights really start to happen, might be an issue for the side of Universal Trolls, because also Hanabi needs to stack as well. Both uses attack speed, but hold on, I do see a possible clash coming in. It actually secures a kill on both sides, so they did take out a marksman for a chunk of a hold on. This is a whole bloodbath going on, we see.
I've seen a lot of members fall as down goes Nerdy and also Sleeps. And that was Alucard able to pick up that kill, taking down Nerdy. That is the jungler for the side of Universal Trolls. And now it looks like they are going to go ahead and try and take this tier 1 turret for the top side. But the Iron Hook have another plan. Suppression over there with the Bloody Hunt. But you are seeing Alucard rush in. He's going to find a kill. Bamboo taking out this Paramus, but taken down by Tuna on the Julian. Now Bloodhounds having the pressure, proxying the minions. May be able to take this turret. But look at Nerdy. Look at Rim. Playing the patient game, kind of waiting in that bush, gonna maybe go for a knockup, but not in time, as it looks like Alucard Sushi able to take the tier 1 turret for the top side.
Yeah, with that being said, though, they do have a lot of objectives into the favor of Bloodhounds, right? They do have a little bit of a kill lead coming from Universal Trolls, and they were kind of slacking a little bit in that early game, but they do know that Bloodhounds is really playing more of the objective game. 3 turrets down for the side of Bloodhounds, but Universal Trolls is only looking at 1 turret, so I feel like Universal Trolls at this point really needs to focus on their objectives. Yes, they might have picked up a neutral objective, Turtles during the first 5-10 minutes of the game, and the last one did hold on. Looks like a Colt Alter being popped in by Bo Carrasco.
And it looks like Sleeps is going to pick up that kill, takes down Skull King, but a mirror trade on the top side. Tuna in a 3v1 situation using the enhanced sword. Can he get away? Mortar Coils trying to slow him down, and they are going to be able to take that tier 1 turret for the side of Universal Trolls to respond, but it looks like Julian not letting go of the gas. Alucard resting in with the Vision Wave, going to pick up a kill. Rim going to take down Tuna. 2v1 though. Sushi in a bad situation. Raging Slash going in, bursting down Sushi.
Oh my goodness, this is just really a whole altercation and it turns into a bloodbath coming from both sides. 9 to 10 on the kill score right now. A little bit of a goal difference coming. Hold on, I do see a kick coming in by Blink here.
You are going to see a little bit of that kick with that Way of the Dragon, but that's going to be some utility, not in Blink's favor now. Lord has spawned in, and the question is who will be able to take this objective and translate it over to their momentum to be able to kind of dominate the mid game as we have passed that 10-minute mark.
Yeah, and with that being said, Blink did use that kick, so a little bit of utility down for the side of Bloodhounds, but we do know that Boca Roscoe still hold on. Brave Surprise Hands coming in by Lapu.
You're going to see the Colt ult be activated from that Iron Hook, and now looks like Bloodhounds on the retreat. You are seeing the Raging Slash go in. Skull King's getting taken down by the Fission Wave. Alucard picking up that kill, takes down Pawnaby, but wait a minute, fight still on the way. Nerdy getting a kill, takes down Blink with the power of the Mortal Coils, and that is going to be a 1-for-1 trade.
And 1-for-1 trade, but we do see Tuna kind of shoving up this top lane here, right? They do have that clash coming down there, but you know, he's kind of denying that fight and is actually taking up a little bit more neutral objectives here. We do know that he did take down some turrets, but Lapu is coming in trying to defend his own minions here. But looks like Tuna is going to go back, but looks like Rem is still not done looking for more here.
He's going to use that Ocean's Oddity, but unable to get out in time. He's going to be bursted down over there by Sushi on this Alucard, and Tuna is going to find a kill, takes down Izana on the Lapu. Lapu picks up a double, is gonna go ahead and take out Skull Kings. The man is online. Does anybody want some tuna? Definitely go to tuna.com right now, because he is serving plates.
He is serving plates and is up and ready, and looks like Sleeps is going to lock in that Lord, and the Lord does fall into the side of Bloodhounds, and Universal Trolls really has to be careful here starting from here on out. Lord is going to be marching down. I'm pretty sure that top lane as the inhibited turret passive has been popped. Boca Roscoe just pick up that lightning, so might be a little bit of a more pen coming in from the side of the mages, but they do have to start watching these lanes. They have to be careful with these team fights, right? It's either you take one and you dip, or you take the whole entire team out, but they have to be careful because Lord is marching in. They have to look for a small mistake. So I do suggest that when it comes to these team fights, right, it's not just for these two teams, it comes for any teams. When the Lord is marching down, you have to be very careful with the fight that you choose. It looks like Tuna is playing a little bit more of an aggressive game here, and Lord is about to clash down into the top side, and I see a kick and an ult coming in from Skull Kings.
You are going to see that Iron Hook connect from a mile away. He's going to pull Sleeps into him, but he is able to get out just in time. But wait a minute, when the nature activated, Lord making his way into the inhibitor. You're going to see Alucard pick up a kill, takes down Lapu with the Fission Wave, and picking up a double, takes out Martis. Down goes Nerdy. Need to hit the books again if he wants to take that fight up against Sushi, and they are going to go ahead and take the inhibitor for the top side in favor of Bloodhounds.
They didn't lose any members, but Universal Trolls did actually lose 2 members in the favor, and Boca Roscoe coming in with the Colt role, being able to kind of save his members and put them out of a difficult situation really gives Bloodhounds the advantage, right? No immortality has been yet built in by the side of Universal Trolls, so they don't have that second chance at life, but Bloodhounds do, and they do have that saving grace coming in from Boca Roscoe and that fairness. But let's take a really quick look at these items. I do see Julian coming in with the full build and the actual gold lead right under carry, sitting in at 10.3k, full build, almost locked in on the marks. But Hanabi still looking for a response, is trying to still build in her last core item, and I do see Lapu is actually pretty good right now. Bloodlust is locked in with a lot of damage, so he should be able to sustain a lot of this damage coming in, especially from Boca, Tuna, and Sleeps. And looks like Bloodhounds is kind of trying to play the rushing game. They do know that they have the member advantage. They do know that they have the gold advantage coming in from, same with the items. They are taking a lot of economy though, however, on the side of Bloodhounds, they are denying a lot. So Universal Trolls really has to farm off of these minions, and I do wonder if they really want to go for a fight here, because if they do, they have to be careful, and the Iron Hook does miss. So I do wonder what they're planning on doing. Rem is kind of zoning around the side of Bloodhounds. I think that's a really good thing, especially with Kurita's skill sets. One airborne, pretty much you're kind of trapped with no Purify. Knowing that Rem also has the Petri locked in, should be able to lock in maybe a kill or even a potential set for the side of Universal Trolls.
Yeah, definitely looking at this game so far. Bloodhounds leading the way right now, 15-11, taking a lot of real estate, still holding on to their tier 2 turrets for all of the lanes right now. And Universal Trolls need to play a little safe. They had a very good early start, but as we transition to that mid game and now to the late phase, you are seeing Bloodhounds kind of dominate as they are going to go ahead and take up this Lord with no contest.
Yeah, with that being said, a lot of ground control, right, coming from Bloodhounds, only because since that Lord has been pushed down to the top side, they are missing their inhibitor turret on the side of Universal Trolls. And with that being said, Bloodhounds is still denying all the economy, and I feel like that is a good punish coming from Bloodhounds. Being able to kind of deny all this farm puts Universal Trolls kind of at a little bit of a disadvantage, knowing that they can't really scale anymore. It's more towards those minions and the waves, and I do see Hanabi kind of picking up those minions. Skull Kings is just trying to get as many items as he possibly can get with the next waves coming in. I do see Rem looking for a little bit more in a possible vision onto the side of Bloodhounds, but the items kind of have been finalized. We're at the 16-minute mark. 15 minutes have been passed. This is the Illuminous Lord walking down the top side and a potential finish coming from Bloodhounds, but I do wonder, and I'm pretty sure Universal Trolls can defend this, knowing that they have the wave clear, and looks like a cold activated by Bogarosco.
You're going to see the way of the Dragon to respond. The kick back to the team. Sleep's going to pick up that kill, takes down Bamboo, and now the fight on the bottom side. Speedy Lightwheel's going in, Rim picking up a kill, takes down Alucard, but look at Izana. Can he escape? 1 HP. No, he can't. Tuna is going to serve him cold. Rim is going to pick up a kill, take down Blink. Bogarosco is going to take down Rim to respond. And that is going to be 3 members off the board for the side of Universal Trolls to 2 members out for Bloodhounds, and they are going to keep that foot on the gas, work toward this inhibitor for the mid lane. You're going to see the enhanced sword go in over there from Tuna.com, doing some damage onto Skull Kings, going to force him into the turret, and now they've opened up the map even more as they are placing their foot inside of the base of Universal Trolls for a possible finish, or maybe to take this last inhibitor turret, and that's exactly where they're going to shift their focus. And now Universal Trolls, with their backs up against the wall, you're going to see the Cold Altar be activated over there by Bogarosco. Now they need to kind of retreat, as all their utility has been wasted, and not sure they want to continue to take that fight and give Universal Troll an advantage to come back.
I feel like that clash did really just gave them what they were looking for, right? We're just gonna take down these inhibitor turrets. We're gonna back off, wait for the next Lord coming in about a minute, and I don't know. Looks like they have to have their full team there for the side of Bloodhounds to be able to kill. The carry is their main damage dealer currently sitting in the side of Bloodhounds, and to be able to push down and melt down that turret. And we do need a response for Lapu especially. So we know that the Julian and Bogarosco, Faramis coming in, not really able to shred too much of the Lapu, knowing that he has built in a lot of defense. So it really depends on the rest of the team to be able to follow up. And we do know that the full builds actually have been locked in, and the roam and the jungle for the side of Universal Trolls is lacking. But hold on, I do see Rough Waves being triggered in by Rem.
Is going to go ahead and pick up that kill, take down Sushi, and that is going to be 1 member off the board for Bloodhounds. A good read over there from Universal Trolls. Even though their backs are against the wall, they are playing as a team. You definitely see the synergy there, and as long as they can stick together, they may be able to turn this around.
Yeah, and like I said, it was those mistakes, right? So Rem did see a potential member on the side of Bloodhounds being out of position, so she did pick up that kill and was able to lock it. And I feel like still, even with the pick up being into the favor of Universal Trolls, the Lord ground control is still into the side of Bloodhounds, and we can't really step up. They don't have their full 5, but we do know that the red tree actually is down for the side of Bloodhounds. So it looks like Universal Trolls is actually looking for a possible contest and a possible altercation here in this Lord fight.
But you are seeing the Petrify over there by Rim to get away from Tuna, almost bursting her down on that Julian, and he is going to be able to escape with barely any HP. But now with Rim not in this fight, going back to the base, it's going to open up the opportunity for Bloodhounds to take this Luminous Lord. 18 minutes in, a huge objective right now, and you have to kind of contest this if you want to stay in this game. You are going to see Alucard with the Retribution pick that up, and now they are going to go for the fight as they are seeing Universal Trolls out of the base. But no, Universal Trolls going to play it safe, got to respect it. They know this Luminous Lord is on the way, and they need to prep as a team to defend it.
Yeah, and the little bit of exchange coming in, even though that the Universal hold on Iron Hook Flicker locking in.
My goodness, that should just be illegal right there. The way they just bursted down Sushi, now the way the Dragon over there by Blink for the knockup. Airborne goes Izana, looking like Mike. But wait a minute, Immortality has been procced. He is able to get away, but Julian resting him with the enhanced chains, not able to burst him down. But look at Nerdy, 1 HP. Lord making his way to the Nexus. Speaking of the Nexus, ladies and gentlemen, Bloodhounds takes game 1.
Victory!
Oh my goodness. I mean, He really went for fishing in the sea, but looks like he did fall short of a little bit of a big fish for the side of Universal Trolls. But we do see Tuna locking in with the MVP 416 KDA coming in from Tuna on that Julian, and right behind him was Carry. Sleeps on that Carry, was able to burst down that Nexus and was able to kind of melt all the front line for the side of Universal Trolls. Nerdy on that Martis, Izana on that Lapu Lapu was really able to kind of make them kind of feel useless with Sleeps on that Carry. But let's take a really quick look at these stats here coming right up. We do know that there's a lot of team fight participation coming in from the side of Bloodhounds. Note that they do have to favor the 5v5 team fight, so we do see the most damage input is coming in from Tuna, and same with the turret damage actually, but right behind him is Sleeps on that Carry, is able to push up 38% of all these turrets and coming with 20% damage. But on top of that, Boca is able to actually match up right behind Sleeps on that damage, and Blink being able to kind of be around the map, zoning out for the rest of his team, was able to secure the very good win for the side of Bloodhounds. So congratulations to Bloodhounds. The first match does go into your hands. I'll see you in a bit.
Definitely a great game indeed. Bloodhounds able to take game one over up against Universal Trolls. We do have Master Rim over there holding it down with that Kadita, though. I see you, boy, on them sets. They're definitely really good, but you got to have a little bit of a stronger game plan when it comes to the late game, as that's when we've seen Bloodhounds come alive. Honestly, Universal Trolls was dominating from the early to the mid phase, but after the light switch got flipped, it didn't turn off from the side of Bloodhounds to be able to close that out. But this is only one match, as this is a best of three, as we are seeing Bloodhounds going up against Universal Trolls. So definitely don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, as we will be back momentarily for game two.
You can travel the world to find yourself. But that journey must start at home.
Now we are going to end
Because you can't know who you are without remembering your past experiences.
Basic is returning to Asia for his redemption. The BTK trio wants to prove M3 wasn't just a fluke, and Hoon looking to win back his fans.
I got basically kicked, but they still call me traitor for, I don't know, for pursuing my dream.
I thought living that comfort zone and then try new things was a better way for me to pursue the win.
We're coming and we're gonna compete. We're gonna put a fight, that's for sure.
I'm coming for you, M4.
This is what we have all been waiting for.
You push us, we push you back. You respect us, we respect you back. You doubt us, we will bleed to prove you wrong.
Everything on the line, right here, right now.
Definitely, they're not underestimating us as much as they did in M3. People probably see us and take us more seriously now, especially considering our accomplishment back then.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Land of the Dawn. We are the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy, and man, what an insane game one as we are seeing two amazing teams go toe-to-toe for the first series of the day. Bloodhounds versus Universal Trolls, and it looks like the side of Bloodhounds was able to take the win with the late game finish for match one, and now has match point to possibly get the sweep over up against Universal Trolls, the team led by Master Rim, the MLSA analysts and staff. And I can't wait to see how game two goes. I think it was an overall good composition. I think they just kind of fell short on the synergy when it came to the late game. And speaking about the match today, we do have an amazing caster on the MLSA staff leading the way. Also going to be casting along with myself and NACT. Eunice is in the building. How are you doing?
Aloha, I'm doing okay, and yourself?
Aloha oi. Is that right? Is that how?
Yes, it is. All right. We did see a really good match coming from the first game, Universal Trolls against Bloodhounds, and was pretty successful coming from both sides, but looks like Universal Trolls fell a little bit short. And we do see a respectful Julian ban coming in from the side of Universal Trolls, and we do know that Tuna was able to lock in that Julian the first match and was a big menace. And like you said in the last match, Weezy, Julian was a pretty big issue regarding the damage and was able to scale in that late game. Like you said, Julian did get a pretty big buff on the current patch and you were able to see that damage input coming in towards that mid to late game.
Yeah, definitely gonna have some answers for him if you're gonna let him walk. And they didn't really have that, right? You've seen him have an easier time rotating around the map. And Julian's just one of those heroes. He's a jack of all trades. He has long range damage. He has knockup. He also has a dash to escape. And he can get a lot of spell vamp from that enhanced sword. And not to mention, he only needs level 3 to get all this done. So definitely not something you want to let walk, especially with the recent patch notes. A lot has changed in MLBB, and you got to be up to date with what is going on. Julian is a walking menace in the XP lane right now, and it looks like the side of Universal Trolls is going to go ahead and respect that and ban it out. But speaking of bans, something that we do see typically taken off the board is going to be this Fredrin for the side of Bloodhounds.
Yeah, the Fredrin is a respectable van. We do know that Fredrin has been a huge menace in that jungle lane, and I don't know if you guys already know, I'm gonna say it again. The amount of times that Coach Deku and I have said that Fredrin really is a walking Petri, especially in the Land of Dawn, is kind of unable to let any members of the enemy's side cast any of their skills because of the taunt and the knockup and the CC coming in from the Fredrin. But speaking of Fredrin, I do see a Sicilian getting banned out for the side of Universal Trolls, and they're really making sure that Bocarasco, one of the really good Sicilian players, pick up the Sicilian. And I do see Glue getting banned on the side of Universal Trolls, and Joy also in return. But I do know that Glue actually got a really huge nerf by a lot, and I don't know if Glue is still pretty viable currently in the patch, knowing that he did get that huge nerf. But I do see Arlott getting banned from the side of Bloodhounds.
Yeah, Arlott, not something that we've actually seen walk. The brand new hero, he kind of relies on CC provided by the team and can make the most out of it, and also has a little bit of that dash in his disposal. So I'm excited to see the way this draft goes. We did know Kaja walked. That is that suppression that can be chose by either side. Also, Valentina is still an optimal pick. Maybe not first pick, but definitely have to keep your eyes on her as we are progressing through this draft. And the question is, what will Skull Kings take? You know, Martis is still available. He's never been a bad answer, especially when you're unsure of what way to go. But I would definitely pick something that you can flex in multiple different roles. So maybe even a Grok, maybe a the Lapu Lapu. Okay, that's not something you can flex, but this is interesting, right? Now, typically, normally, I would say Lapu Lapu's great. Yeah, he can get the job done. He does a lot of damage. He's sustainable. He has CC. He also has anti-CC built in as well. But recently, with the patches, he did get a nerf. And speaking of the patches, a hero that got an insane buff, Esmeralda is back in the game, baby. And Tuna's going to go ahead and slot that in. And that is going to be a counter up against Azana's. One thing that Lapu Lapu does provide is those shields, and Esmeralda with the recent patch is able to get more out of the shields from her enemies, and also has a higher, faster cooldown rate on her skills to be more sustainable, and that is going to be a win matchup for Tuna inside of the XP lane.
I mean, speaking about Tuna, I do see Sleeps actually picking up this Wanwan, and is a pretty good marksman, but we do know that Wanwan is a very expensive marksman. She does need all those core items to be able to actually input any damage in that late game. And I don't know, Weezy, I don't know if you've already matched up with Esmeralda players before, but I've seen actually lately it's Esmeralda damage that's actually being built in instead of Esmeralda kind of tank that we all know that fighters do build. And I'm kind of interested where Tuna wants to go with that. Is it going to be a damage Esme or a more sustainable Esme? I'm kind of interested to see how this draft is going to go into play. And knowing that Lapu does have a sustain, I do wonder if Esme is going to opt in for that, because they do need a front. And if Esme does build in that damage, yes, she will have that sustain coming in from the shield, and the damage input is there, but I don't know how long she can hold on to her sustain for before it actually starts to deteriorate for the side of Bloodhounds. But speaking about Universal Trolls though, however, I do see a Kufra getting locked in, which is a very big counter against 1-1, which counters all blinks especially with that magic ball coming in from Bombo, and then I do see Skull Kings actually locking in that Moskov. We do know that Moskov, I do believe he got nerfed by a little bit this patch when it comes to the laning phase, but I do see Sushi locking in the Martis.
Yeah, you're definitely right. Moskov did take a hit with the recent patch, right? Not able to do as much damage, but it's a similar situation with the Lapu Lapu. Both of them were heroes that got nerfed in the patch, but it wasn't something too tragic to where you couldn't pull them out in the draft, but it is going to make them slightly weaker in the early phase. So you are going to have to play a little bit more passive until you hit more of that mid-game mark to be effective for your team. In 1-1, you know how much of a menace she has been, a little bit of that expensive marksman, but if she can get that crossbow tango off, Skull Kings might be in trouble, but this is going to be a battle of Inspire. So I'm really going to be expecting a lot of aggression for the gold lane. And speaking of aggression, looking at the drafts, you are going to see Valentina taking off the board for the side of Bloodhounds, going to respect the power of that IMU, and maybe they're planning on picking up a potential... I don't even know, because if they pick the Eve, they do have that Lapu Lapu to go up against it. They might be able to opt in on that Faramis again. No, just got banned out, and it looks like that was the plan for Universal Trolls. And I think that's what Boca Roscoe was kind of betting on, letting that walk, and it looks like that is not going to be the answer today.
Yeah, and with that being said, Boca Roscoe has actually gotten 2 of his mages banned out by the side of Universal Trolls, and I do wonder what Boca is actually planning on playing, knowing that he has a very big mage pool, right? But we do know that his comfort bans have been respectfully banned by the side of Universal Trolls, and they're still missing a mage, and they're missing a roam for the side of Bloodhounds, but for the side of Universal Trolls, they are missing a jungler and they're missing a mage player, so both sides are missing that mage position. And I do see Lunox getting banned out by the side of Bloodhounds, and we do know that Lunox is also a huge menace, and we do see that Lunox can at this point be slotted anywhere in the gold lane, in the jungle area, in the mid lane. So I feel like that is a really good ban coming in, knowing that Lunox has a lot of micro macro, especially in the early game, and being able to switch out from her light to dark ult back and forth, I feel like gives a really big advantage and a lot of movement and a lot of teamfight AoE advantages. But I do see Lolita getting banned, but in favor, Boca Roscoe actually opted in for the Alice, which I haven't seen lately in the MLSA, and I don't know if we've had it in MLSA before yet. And if we did, this is one of the few times I've actually seen Alice walk for the side of Bloodhounds.
Yeah, we've been seeing Alice kind of slotted a little bit more often now. Alice able to use that Blood Ode, right? That AoE lifesteal, and then also the Flowing Blood for the mobility can give a little bit of pressure over there to Universal Trolls. And looks like they are going to use that Alice in the No, this is going to be a mid lane Alice. So I really want to see how it goes. This Rim's going to go with his signature pick, trying to bring back Odette. You gotta let it go, big dog. You gotta let it go.
My goodness. Rem did lock in that Odette.
Let me tell you something, Eunice. Rem's like that grandparent that's trying to hold on to their last hairs. You know what I mean? You're like, you might as well just go bald. You can't keep pulling out. Rem's gonna kill me after he hears this, but I'm excited to see what he does on this comfort pick over there with that Odette being slotted in.
In response to that, Blink did pick up the Atlas, and man, I'm actually really excited. I know that Rem is a one-trick Odette, and like you said, maybe not the best pick, I would say, in this current draft and also in this current meta, but we can't underestimate Rem's Odette, right? But I do see Nerdy picking up that Amon, and it does finish the draft for both sides. And all right, Wheezy, you already know what's coming at you, right? If you had to look at these two teams, if you had to take a look at these two teams, no bias, because we knew that Rem is up there, and we all rooting for Rem, but let's take a step back. Let's take a look at these two drafts, and if you had to pick a draft by the books, right, whose draft are you favoring right now?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Looking at both of these teams, right, you are going to see this Atlas being slotted in, and you got to look at who he's going up against. You have Rim over there. He does have the Fatal Links for the knockup, which does work in theory. Maybe the perfect match. Able to use that Rigid Breath to kind of freeze her as well. Maybe able to cancel out that Swan Song. Not to mention, there's barely any Purifies on their team, so you are going to see Atlas have a little bit of an easier time on these sets. But you have to keep in mind this 1-1 versus the Moskov. I think if either side can pressure that gold lane, that is going to be the power spike needed to turn this game in either side's favor.
Yeah, and with that being said, we also know that Atlas is pretty squishy early game, but looks like Blink is looking for a little bit engage, but looks like Kufra was able to kind of read that and back off. And like you said, the early game is kind of I feel like it's a coin toss at this point, because if somebody gets picked off, everyone's gonna get picked off. Knowing that both sides do have the equal damage, and hold on, I do see Blink coming with a possible engage here on the red buff.
You are seeing the engagement on the way. Blink trying to stay in there. They are going to try and steal this red. Can they do it? You are going to see Bamboo forced to use the flicker into the tier 2 turret for the bottom side with Rim, but look at Martis Mortal Coils to escape over there from Izana, who did rush in to try and burst him down, and it looks like Blink is going to be able to get out of there as well, but you are seeing the mobilization on Tuna, not afraid to rush in to the turret, is going to pick up first blood and take down Kufra on the 1 HP.
Yeah, the Esmeralda does end up getting that shield with that new buff, so she is becoming a really big menace when it comes to these laning phases, and being able to kind of body bag at this point, especially up against a Lapu, is a pretty good advantage coming from the side of Bloodhounds. But look at the marksman lane right now. Looks like both sides are having equal trade-offs, but I do see Blink did spot out Nerdy on this Amon, but looks like he's going to get away. Tuna already locked in that 4, which means the advantage already goes to the side of Bloodhounds. Knowing that Tuna locked in that first kill will get him a little bit more EXP, and I do see the turtle is up. Looks like both sides are looking for a possible set coming in. Lots of ground control, especially coming in from the side of Bloodhounds, getting a lot of read on this turtle compared to the side of Universal Trolls. Looks like they're still lacking, but hold on. Looks like Rem's actually going to make his way up to the goal lane. Looks like they're actually going to give up this turtle possibly.
Yeah, you are seeing Martis getting some good positioning on it. Gonna go ahead and pull that aggro, but does he commit? Yes, he does. But they are gonna get their focus over to Sleeps. It's Gold Kings. He's gonna go ahead and burst him down. And I think Rim made the right decision, as that is gonna open up a lot of gold to the marksman for the side of Universal Trolls. We kind of spoke about that, right? They are gonna be the tipping point in the early game fight. But you're gonna see that turtle go into the hands of Bloodhounds, and down goes Nerdy, the jungler for the side of Universal Trolls, and that was Tuna. No, not Tuna. That was Boca Roscoe who did pick up that kill. And now rushing in with the Blood Ode, trying to take another. Bamboo taken dangerously low, as that was Boca Roscoe diving in with this Alice. And we talked about her mobility, having that pressure. Speaking of pressure, you are going to see the Purify negating the Fatal Links, and Rim is going to stay alive to be able to defend the mid lane turret.
Yeah, so the one issue that I have right now with the side of Bloodhounds on this Atlas, Blink on this Atlas is not going to be able to secure those CCs on Odette, which is Rem, and with that Purify might be a little bit of an issue, right? Once that mage is out of the team fight, might be not too much of an issue, but I do see Sushi actually ended up getting a kill on Rem on this Odette, but when it comes to these team fights, I feel like Bloodhounds really has to be careful when it comes to these ults, because they already know that Rem is going to get out of that of the Mortal Coils, right? Because since he has the Purify, he's not going to be able to pick up the mage, even though he might be able to pick up the rest. I don't know if that was a good choice coming in when it comes to ulting Rem, because we do know that he's just going to get out every single time. We know that even though these those hold on looks like it engage coming on the top side.
Speaking about getting out, the Fatal Links for the set. Sleep's going to pick up that crossbow tank with the weakness points to take down Skull Kings, and now it's going to open up the opportunity to catch back up in gold for the marksman, but they already leading in terms of kills and objectives. So right now, you are going to see want to have a little bit of the easier time in these fights. Right now, you are seeing the invasion from the side of Bloodhounds onto the tier 1 turret. Rim left by himself to defend, and now you are seeing Bamboo rush in, magic ball, but checks the wrong bush, hit with the Mortal Coils, forced out the flicker, and he is going to be able to escape the 3-man gank from Bloodhounds.
And with that being said, I feel like let's take a really quick look again at this draft. I just want to point out that Nerdy is on an assassin jungle, and Bloodhound is on a tank jungle. So when it comes to these team fights, it might be a little bit an issue, because knowing that Universal Trolls does have that Lapu to front might be a little bit too squishy, and I do know Tuna's coming with a little bit of damage on Izana on that Lapu, and the turtle does get picked up to the hands of Bloodhounds, and I just want to this is more of a pick-off team, I feel like, for the side of Universal Trolls. Knowing that these are all squishy. It's either you catch them out one by one, or I feel like the 5v5 team fights coming in from Universal Trolls, they might be at a slight disadvantage, knowing that the assassins here is not going to be able to front too much compared to the assassin for the side of Bloodhound.
And you are going to see Universal Trolls able to take that tier 1 turret for the top side, so at least they found an answer for losing that turtle. They are still down by 3,000 gold, and now you are seeing perfect match by Atlas rushing in. Not going to use the Fatal Links, going to be a little patient, wait for the right opportunity, and now you are going to see Martis rush in. Sushi with the Mortal Coils into the turret, not afraid to dive in, hits the decimation, and down goes Rim, and now he's going to do the cha-cha slide over to the tier 1 turret in the mid lane, possibly take it down, but no minions are in play. And now looking at the top side, you are seeing Sleeps gonna make his way into the tier 1 turret for the top side. Is gonna go ahead and try and burst this down, but look at Azana. Will he allow it? Gonna go ahead and clear out those minions, and I'm glad he did that. Sometimes you'll see somebody just rushing for the fight instead, but definitely focusing on those minions to not allow this turret to be bursted down. But it looks like Sleeps, he's not afraid to take this fight. He knows he can get those weakness points. He can get the crossbow tang. Not much of a penalty to him staying in that engagement, and he is gonna go ahead and burst down this tier 1 turret.
Looks like they're playing a more of an objective game at this point. So 2-1 when it comes to these turrets. Bloodhounds is into the lead of these turrets. And Universal Trolls really has to be careful with these inhibitors because they do know that these turrets are going to be their biggest advantage. But I do see Blink looking for a possible engage here.
And down goes the tier 1 turret in the mid lane. Bokarasa picking up a kill. Zana going to take down Sleep's Fatal Link going in. And Zana picking up a double. Takes out Martis. But look at the blow over there by Alice. Not enough. Skull Kings is going to burst her down. Tuna on the retreat. Justice Blade's unable to hit the mark. But look at Nerdy. Maybe the Endless Shards on the way. Blink gonna go ahead and recall side of that side bush, but look at Azana. He doesn't check in time, and he is able to escape with that 1 second retreat. And now looking at Esmeralda splitting this lanes, trying to create some pressure as the side of Universal Trolls is gonna opt in on this turtle.
2 to 3 inhibitor trades right now as for turrets. So Bloodhounds is still winning these objectives. Same with the kill and same with that gold. 2k gold difference, but looks like Nerdy is actually going to pick up this turtle this time. So first neutral objective is going to go into the hands of Universal Trolls, and the gold lead is still into the side of Bloodhounds, but they do have to be careful when it comes to these fights. And we do know that this Alice will start to stack. Same with Tuna, and Blink is starting to get these good links in with the rest of the team compared to Universal Trolls, where they're still looking for a read, and we do need the Kufra to come online and actually start giving these sets for Rem to actually be able to pop the ult and be able to do some AoE damage. But we do know that because of that Martis being able to control the CC and kind of cancel out a lot of stuff might be a little bit hard for the side of Universal Trolls, but items here are being slotted in very, very fast. It is past the 5-minute mark. It is about to hit the 10-minute mark. A lot of core items have been built by both mages actually. So Genius One has been locked in by Odette, which is Rem, and I do see the clock being built in actually for the side of Bloodhounds is actually Bokarosco on that Alice. Do see damage item locking in for Martis, and looks like he's going for a damage, but hold on, looks like an ult coming in from Kufra.
Gonna use that Tyrant's Rage on the Blink, not the one you want to set. Now the conceal play has been activated. Swan Song over there by Rim, but immobilized, and Martis gonna shut him down. But look at the Blood Oath going in for the third dive. Fatal Links for the dive as well for the set. Skull King's gonna optimize on it and take down Blink on that over-aggressive play, and that is gonna be 1 for 1 on the board. A mage for the roam on Bloodhounds.
I feel like the Mage Roam trade is very interesting, but looks like Kufra is still not done. They're looking for more on Tuna. It looks like the burst hasn't actually been able to kill Tuna because that Amon died in the early stage, isn't still able to have a lot of damage yet. It is still 10 minutes in. They still have a lot of room to be slotting in these items, but I do see Amon actually opt in for Windtalker over any other magic damage items. So I'm actually pretty interesting, but hold on, looks like the ult coming in from Kufra once again.
Is going to use that Tyrant's Rage, not able to get the set, and now Rim again bursted down. That is the backline mage finding the front line deaths over there, and you are going to see Bamboo fall on this Kufra as well. And it looks like Bloodhounds, with the advantage of the numbers, is going to now kind of shift their focus into the jungle and take some of Universal Troll's farm, and also going to go ahead and take this Lord.
Looks like a lot of objective has been covered and economy has been taken in for the side of Bloodhounds, and Boka did pick up this blue, so he's going to be able to mana manage pretty well in this early stage, but looks like Blink is going to look for a potential engage here.
Bokarowski going to pick up that kill with Alice, and down goes Nerdy. Rim going to pick up a kill though. He's going to go ahead and take down Tuna on this Odette. KDA now 1-4-5, not having the easiest time coming alive up against this composition. And right now, 10-6, not the highest kill game. 10 minutes in, as we are in that mid phase, you are going to see Sleeps take down the tier 2 turret for the top side.
I feel like these marksmen have been kind of playing the patient game because we do know that both of these marksmen do need to scale. And once Moskov comes in with that Trinity build, same with that 1-1, they will be able to start that engagement with that 5v5. And I feel like once both teams actually start having their marksmen online, I feel that's when most of the team fights is going to happen. The most engage is going to happen. And the most damage input is going to be coming in from both of those marksmen. I mean, Skull Kings is still sitting at 3-1-1. So he only died that once at that one top side. But Sleeps is coming in at 2-2. But looks like Blink is looking for a little bit here. And I feel like Blink has to be careful, right? They do have all their inhibitor turrets up. And even though that the Lord is still coming down here, they could make a play, but we do know that Rem still has all their utilities up. So I do wonder what Blink is looking for, but it looks like he's going to go directly for it.
Find the back line, take out the marksman. Rim going to take out Blink in response. One member off the board for the side of Bloodhounds. You're going to see Sleeps take the inhibitor on the top side. Look at the Lord, though. Half health. Crossbow tank being activated. Tuna taking out Kufra. You're going to see Azana get a kill onto Bogarasco. Martis picking up a kill, takes down Lapu. But look at the Nexus. Can they get it? Tuna picking up a double. Down goes Rim. And ladies and gentlemen, Bloodhounds gets the sweep over Universal Trolls for Series 1.
Yeah, congratulations to the Bloodhounds. You did secure the series, but I do see MVP locking in again on Tuna on this EXP. 415 coming on the Esmeralda, and he actually opted in for the tank build. Very good choice coming in from Tuna, knowing that he has to lean up against Izana and Skull Kings on this Moskov and this Lapu, but I do see a lot of golds being locked in, but hold on, let's take a look at these stats real quick. Locking in, I do see a lot of damage actually coming in, actually from the Esmeralda, and knowing that the Esme went the semi tank build, she did actually decently well, taking 33% damage, actually more than the roam, but right behind there is Bogarasco locking in 27% damage. And I do see the most teamfight participation coming in from the roam, the EXP laner, and the mid. So we do know that they have been all around the map, being able to kind of focus shift, especially to the mage and the jungler on the side of Universal Trolls. And I do see Martis coming in with a lot of turret pushing right beside Sleeps on that 1-1. So congratulations, Bloodhounds. You do secure this win on Series 1, and I will see you in the next time.
Definitely going to see them on the next one, and that was an insane match. 2-0, but it looks like both sides definitely had fun. That was Master Rim over there on the side of Universal Trolls fighting his way out from the MLSA, but he's not going to be able to buy out that contract with that loss, so we still got you, and he ain't going nowhere, all right? But overall, good games over there from Bloodhounds. Definitely one of the top teams in North America. They competed in the Valentine Dash, and now in the MLSA, kind of showing their name across the land of Dawn for North America. I'm excited to see what they bring to the table for NACT spring season. And now moving on, that was just the first series of today. As next up, we have a team that I currently coach, who you'll be seeing at NACT as well, Team FaZe. And they are going to go up against the second team of Huevo. Who would have thought? Mom, I'm not even going to say it. Every time I say that thing, I feel like there's going to be a meme made. So, Huevo having some little Huevos, I guess we should say. So, this is going to be definitely an interesting thing. Oh my gosh, that was a meme too. I should just stop talking about Huevo. But Series 3 will be Carpe Diem up against Dark Immortals for the final series of the day. All live on the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy. And I look forward to seeing what these teams bring to the table. Make sure you guys register on the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy now if you do want to partake in future events and go toe-to-toe with some of these teams that you see today, and also get ready for the NACT spring season, as we have 3 casters in the MLSA who will be casting on it. That's right, you have Eunice, Coach Deku, and also myself, and I'm excited to be able to cast with the MLSA staff. Couldn't ask for a better team. And now moving forward, as we are going to see FaZe go up against Los Eggs, I wonder where this match will take us. Definitely don't go anywhere. Grab some popcorn, get some drinks, and we'll be right back with you guys for Series 2.
You can travel the world to find yourself. But that journey must start at home.
Now we are going to end
Because you can't know who you are without remembering your past experiences.
Basic is returning to Asia for his redemption. The BTK trio wants to prove M3 wasn't just a fluke. And Hoon looking to win back his fans.
I got basically kicked, but they still call me traitor for, I don't know, for pursuing my dream.
I thought living that comfort zone and then try new things was a better way for me to pursue the win.
We're coming and we're gonna compete. We're gonna put a fight, that's for sure.
I'm coming for you, M4.
This is what we have all been waiting for.
You push us, we push you back. You respect us, we respect you back. You doubt us, we will bleed to prove you wrong.
Everything on the line right here, right now.
Definitely, they're not underestimating us as much as they did in M3. People probably see us and take us more seriously now, especially considering our accomplishment back then.
I want to be the first in the world. I want to win a world championship. And the only way to really do that is day in and day out. There's no relaxing. You have to keep going.
Here comes the Valley.
It's my time, I'm a ball. I'ma get this money right. I'm gonna live my best life. They been talking, tell me on me, but you know they'll never win. I'm controlling all my victories, and something that's gotta give. Cause this is just what I made it now, made it now. You can't ever break us down, break us down. I'll be speechless for the stars. Promise I'll be what they not, and I'll never ever stop. Won't never stop, yeah.
Touch the sky, you're made of silver and gold. Touch the sky, you're the greatest future now. You and I, we can make it out of the cold. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will always rise, we will never fall. We fight in our eyes and we are strong. Even though we know our backs against the wall. And again, you take your aim, you know that this is.
I've been down, been waiting so long. I'm here for the crown, I'm here to show off. Greatness time, just waiting to show y'all. This is your time to remember.
So many times I lie in the basement waiting for greatness. No, I won't listen to anyone hating on me and telling me I wouldn't make it. Cause I did everything that they said I couldn't. Caught my footing and I got the controls. I stand for something, I ain't running now. I'm the greatest now, I just wanna make it burn. Don't let me down, don't let it up. I've been on the road, accomplished all of my goals, and I ain't gonna let you down.
Touch the sky, you're made of silver and gold. Touch the sky, you're the greatest future now. You and I, we can make it out of the cold. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will always rise, we will never fall. We fight in our eyes and we are strong. Even though we know our backs against the wall. And again, pick your aim, you know that this is.
Coming for the game, cause we ready for the victory.
The sky is so vast, isn't it? My little flare.
Papa? Can you reach the sky and ignite the stars?
Of course, honey bunch.
Papa never returned home. He's among the stars now. But what about me?
Have faith, little flare.
Now this is a wonder to behold.
Time. Oh, it's time to make the most of the moment. I'm Hoon, I'm mid-lane for the Valley, and I'm ready.
I graduated high school a few months ago. Yeah. We dare to be great. Hello, my name is Fly Chicken. I'm XP lane from the Valley. Let's go.
Hey, it's basic. Again. We dare to improve. Hey, it's basic. Coordinator for the Valley. Let's go.
Say hi.
3 wasn't good enough.
There you go. One more time.
3 wasn't good enough.
One more time. You got a better one again.
Hi, I'm Chuck. I'm Legend for the Valley. Let's go.
You see my chapped lips on the camera? Like here a little bit? Don't disrespect the US of A. One more. Hi, I'm Mobazane, Jungle for the Valley, and we're ready.
I want to fight Yahweh from the Eagle team from Philippines.
Definitely RRQ. They've done so much for Mobile Legends, and you could tell just by the amount of fans that they have. They've also been so driven. I mean, they've been in Mobile Legends for years and years and years, and they've always been pretty good. They've always, even when they weren't doing as well, even in this MPL, they bounced back in the second half of the season. And I have a lot of respect for them. They brought a lot for Mobile Legends. And in the Philippines, it probably blacklist because they're actually the first team that, even after winning a World Cup, they just stayed driven, stayed focused, and now they're on their way to having a chance of getting their second World Cup win.
You can travel the world to find yourself. But that journey must start at home.
Valley are going to end
Because you can't know who you are without remembering your past experiences.
Basic is returning to Asia for his redemption. The BTK trio wants to prove M3 wasn't just a fluke, and Hoon looking to win back his fans.
I got basically kicked, but they still call me traitor for, I don't know, for pursuing my dream.
I thought living that comfort zone and then try new things was a better way for me to pursue the win.
We're coming and we're gonna compete. We're gonna put a fight, that's for sure.
I'm coming for you, M4.
This is what we have all been waiting for.
You push us, we push you back. You respect us, we respect you back. You doubt us, we will bleed to prove you wrong.
Everything on the line right here, right now.
Definitely, they're not underestimating us as much as they did in M3. People probably see us and take us more seriously now, especially considering our accomplishment back then.
I want to be the first in the world. I want to win a world championship. And the only way to really do that is day in and day out. There's no relaxing. You have to keep going.
Here comes the Valley.
It's my time, I'm a ball. I'ma get this money right. I'm gonna live my best life. They been talking, tell me on me, but you know don't never win. I'm controlling all my victories, and something has gotta give. Cause this is just what I made it now, made it now. You can't ever, ever, ever break us down, break us down. All these pictures for the stars, promise show me what they not. And I'll never, ever, ever, ever stop. Won't never stop, yeah.
Don't just go. You're made of silver and gold. Don't just go. You're the greatest, don't you know? You and I, we can make it out of the cold. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will always rise, we will never fall. We fight it out, always will be strong. Even though we know our backs against the wall. And again, you take your aim, you know that this is.
I've been down, been waiting so long. I'm here for the crown, I'm here to show off. Greatness time, just waiting to show y'all. This is your time to remember.
So many times I lie in the basement waiting for greatness. No, I won't listen to anyone hating on me and telling me I wouldn't make it. Cause I did everything that they said I couldn't. Caught my footing and I got the controls. I stand for something, I ain't running now. I'm the greatest now, I just wanna make it proud. Don't let me down, don't let it up. I'm on the road, accomplish all of my goals. And I ain't gonna let you down.
Don't just go. You're made of silver and gold. Don't just go. You're the greatest, don't you know? You and I, we can make it out of the cold. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will always rise, we will never fall. We fight it out, always will be strong. Even though we know our backs against the wall. And again, pick your aim, you know that this is.
Coming for the game, cause we ready for the victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Land of the Dawn. We are the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy. We're officially now on Series 2. Two amazing teams ready to go toe-to-toe as we are looking at the schedule so far. Bloodhounds for Series 1 was able to prevail with the sweep over up against Universal Trolls, the team led by Master Rim from the MLSA staff. And now on to Series 2, FaZe up against Los Eggs. FaZe a team that I personally coach myself, and I'm looking forward to see how they kind of compete for this series. And then Los Eggs, the second team from the Kingslayers by the name of Huevo, trying to make their mark in the Land of Dawn for the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy, are going to be competing it out in a best of 3. And then to finish off today, we are going to be seeing Carpe Diem, led by Eunice, another MLSA caster, going up against Dark Immortals from that Immortals trilogy. And we've been seeing how much of a crazy force they have been over there with that Rafaela jungle. All live on the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy YouTube channel. Make sure you guys register on the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy Discord server to partake in all of these events. And now, the event of the day currently going on is Los Eggs up against FaZe, and joined on the desk, the man with the plan who provided that amazing cash prize for the Valentine Dash. We'll be breaking down these items and keys to victory. Raz is in the building, and I will be your play-by-play. How you doing today, Raz?
Good, and how are yourself?
I'm doing great, but looks like these teams are doing better, and they're going to go ahead and jump into the draft for Game 1.
Yeah, so we do have, some potential bans here. We do know who's got a recent good buff. We do see that Fanny. Maybe they know their comfort picks. We do know Team FaZe has a really good Fanny main. So we do want to ban the comfort picks because we do know Fanny's early aggression can be really deadly, especially at level 2 with her good cable work. We don't know how this is going to go. What about you? What about you? Easy.
Yeah, definitely don't know how it's going to go, and I'm excited to see both these teams go toe-to-toe. This is their first time competing. Normally, FaZe kind of scrims Huevo, but this is going to be their first time going up against Los Eggs, and you are going to see that Julian be banned out, and also that Fanny, so definitely having to be careful with these picks that have been slotted so far, banned out so far. We know that Julian's been a force over with the recent patches. Does a lot more of that early game damage than he used to, and I think it's a wise decision to ban that out. But you are seeing a respect ban, as they do have Super Kyle, that Master Assassin. Los Eggs is going to take out that Fanny.
We do know that is a good ban because, I'm so sorry, just blinked out real quick.
Yeah, it's definitely a good ban. No, you're right. It's definitely a good ban. You are going to see that glue be taken off the board. You got to respect that. Definitely something to watch out for. But there is some time on the clock, and there is still some possible answers to take out of the table. We know that Carrie, not really such a hard damage dealer, but you got to look at some other heroes that can still seal the deal. Maybe that Fredrin is also a great pick to be able to counteract a lot of heroes with that frontline presence. He can rush in with that walking petrify pretty much and get all of these easy objectives. So I'm excited to see what FaZe is going to ban out over here on the early phase for their second ban.
That's good reason. You know what else I did not see ban? Kaja is not back. We do know Kaja in team fights, which his first goal gave him some of that little region, able to single-handedly get a target from the background and pull it straight to the team members. Probably get a good gank in or probably good aggression in the match. What were your opinion?
Yeah, you make a good point. That now Kaja's a good pick, and he hasn't been banned out yet. And if that walks, that's going to be that divine judgment, that suppression that is very hard to deal with for either side. But with the meta shifting, I'm not really sure if teams are going to kind of prioritize that super early. With that Fanny being taken off the board, already limiting the assassins that Super Kyle can pull out. And if they do ban that goal, they are going to take out the Kaja. Maybe they want the assassin to be banned out here, and I think that's a good answer from the side of Los Eggs. But now this is going to probably create the opportunity for FaZe to take out this Joy without wasting any time. And that is going to be the first ban phase completed from both teams. And now Arlott has walked. And I've been waiting to see this man jump inside of the Land of Dawn. And I'm excited to see where this game goes.
Now, Arlott is a really good choice here. He's really good for early game aggression because once he's even near you, that passive activates for him to dash straight to you with his vengeance and able to give you that good CC and activate his passive again to dash to you again. He can go in and out with his passive, which gives him really good little mobility, early aggression we do see, where we do not know what's going to go on with there. Possibly going to go for an invasion or who knows.
Yeah, definitely can go in for that invasion. Now, Arlott may be something hard to deal with, so you are going to have to watch out for him as we are going through this match. And now, looking at what's on the table, I'm wondering what the side of FaZe will go ahead and slot in. And they are going to go for that Esmeralda and also pick up this Brody. So that's going to be two things guaranteed. Frontline sustainability and also that late game damage, or that mid to early game damage, I should say, over there for Super D's on this Brody. not the worst answer. Carry still is walking on the board, and that wasn't slotted in. And I wonder if the side of, LE will pick that up, Los Eggs, or if they're going to let it walk. Now, they can pick the Lolita, but if they do, it's going to give them a little bit of a harder time with that Esmeralda. But something that Arlot kind of works with is CC. So I'm looking forward to seeing him kind of run. I've actually never seen him play before, so this is going to be a brand new realm for me in the MLSA. And this is going to be the first time you've ever seen him slotted in the MLSA as well.
And Arla is a really good laner against Esmeralda, because as an Esmeralda main, she did get that good buff that he's able just to stun you, dash, and then dash out quickly. And as an Esmeralda, it's hard to catch up with their first and second skill, but the buff though with Esmeralda, giving her more shield, more tankiness for late game especially. She can just go in, use her second skill, get all that shield, and just suck it up like if it's a meal.
Yeah, definitely having to watch out for that, as Esmeralda can profit off that shield, but you are seeing that direct counter, right? You are seeing this Dyrot slotted in for the possible jungle. Not the worst option. They are going to have to keep an eye on him, as he is that direct counter over there for this Esmeralda. And now with hovering over this last pick for the first phase on FaZe, they are going to take this Valentina, which is going to be a direct counter to that Eve from Janna with that IMU. And I'm liking the way of the draft for both teams so far. I see some answers on both sides of the table.
As we do see, we got that once, we see Yi right here, how Los Eggs did pick Yi. We do wonder is, her, since she did get her little nerf, but she still can be a little harassment during the game. We do know she has her slow still. When she gets that little Ice Queen wand, be able to provide slow in her ultimate could possibly be good for the team fight.
Yeah, and speaking of these team fights, I do see Yves actually getting slotted in response to the Valentina, and that's actually a pretty good team fight when it comes to these team fights, with the AoE damage coming from the real world manipulation. And I do see a Claude getting banned, but Raz, I know that you are one of the best mage players I've actually seen and I've actually had talked to here, and I do know that you do know a little bit more about these mages, right? So how are you feeling about the Yi versus the Valentina here?
Well, as a mage, the Valentina does have a really good burst, able to use her first skill, dash out, and once she does get those marks on her second skill, she's able to use her first skill again, and when she marks you, you get that terrified. It can be a little bit dangerous if a team's nearby. She just has that good burst, but we do see Yi be able to have mobility. She's able to use her first skill, get a little bit of a little sprint, as you say, be able to back out, use her manipulation, be able to stun people, or maybe just even slow them, just so they don't all come in at once.
Yeah, and speaking about that, I do see a Kufra actually getting banned out for the side of the Eggs here. And looks like, I wonder why the Kufra has been banned out. I do see a Brody, but it looks like they're trying to go maybe for a possible hero that needs that dash, but it looks like a Claude has been banned out by the side of FaZe, and I do see in response to that 1-1 actually did get banned out. So it looks like they're doing a double ban marksman for the side of FaZe, and I do wonder what they're going to ban out next. I mean, they do have the marksman's banned out, which already puts the marksman pool kind of low here, but I do know that the side of FaZe still needs that roamer, so it looks like they did ban out that Kufra for a reason, but I'm wondering what their last ban is trying to be. I don't know too much yet. I mean, the Eggs here do have a lot of pick potential, but they do also have a lot of ban potential here, so they have to be careful when it comes to these banning phases, because FaZe is going to have that first ban pick priority, and they actually opt in for a Martyrs ban for the side of the Eggs.
Actually is, Martyrs is able to immune CC, is very, very good, able to get him fed. Cause once he's fed, he's also a little bit tanky boy too. So you gotta wonder, that's actually a really good ban. We do see Team FaZe hovering over that Link. Who knows? Link is easily, he's kind of like a Fanny. He does need that blue buff. But once he gets that blue buff, he's almost unstoppable, able to go dash in, dash out, and able to immune with all CC with his ultimate, and able to escape team fights or possibly engage under tower for team fights.
Yeah, and speaking about these team fights, I do see Kyle hovering over this potential Ling, and knowing that the Ling is there, right? Even if the team fights do end up being a disadvantage in the long run, we do know that Kyle has the advantage to be able to split push, knowing that it is an assassin Ling coming in. So a lot of separate cross pushing coming in from the Ling, but I do see Zlато actually locking in this Minotaur, and I've seen so many Minotaurs being drafted in the MLSA series and pretty much everywhere, and I do wonder what Sunny is hovering over this last pick, and we do know that they are missing a marksman, and it looks like he is going to opt in for the carry, which we know that is a big menace towards that last late game spike. But speaking about late game, I do know that there is still a spot left for that last pick, and Juno is missing a roam here, and I do wonder what he's planning on slotting for the side of FaZe. And we do know that the Kufra is banned out, so we do have to see what they are planning on slotting. And I'm thinking maybe a possible Lolita can be slotted here, but hold on, looks like a Selena getting hovered over. But let's see what Juno does pick in here, because I do know that Juno does play a good mage roam as well, but I would opt for an actual tanky hero here, knowing that they have a lot of front. But looks like he does opt in for the Atlas, and will that be a lock in? And that is a finished draft for the side of FaZe, and it is an Atlas versus a Minotaur. Both are really good roams, and I feel like in this draft right now, Atlas is actually not a bad pick. The only issue I would see is Atlas going up against the Yve, right? Once she does pull out the real world manipulation, she's not going to actually move. So unless the suppression is there, it might put a little bit of disadvantage for the side of FaZe. But looking at this draft, Raz, I mean, you have these really two good teams put up against each other. There's one squad led by Huevos, and there's one squad led by Wheezy, actually. So if you had to pick this draft just by books, whose side are you favoring just by looking at drafts?
But just looking at drafts, we do see how Carrie, she did get that huge nerf, but she can still do a minimum amount of damage, especially to towers. She doesn't have to engage in team fights. She can just push. But I am favoring the team FaZe here, because they do see they have the Esmeralda, they have the Brody, and also the Atlas. Atlas with the Skater links can go into a team fight, bring everybody over to the other side just to get them closer to team fights. And Brody, especially late game, once he gets his core items, he can be a menace. Once he marks you with his marks and able to use his ultimate, he can just burst anybody down. And I say for Esmeralda early games, going against a Dyrod can be scary, because his burst damage is a little scary as an Esmeralda to me. But all you need to do is just basically zone out, get your items, and be able to potentially dominate your lane and not try to feed the other opponents.
It definitely makes some excellent points there. That Dyroth being that direct count over there for that Esmeralda. And you are seeing Vin trying to apply some of that pressure, but King Kong playing safe, realizing it respects the matchup. But look at that damage already. Dyroth kind of leaving his mark over there with the early game damage over there onto King Kong. And looking at the mid lane, right, you are looking at this Minotaur being slotted. A good choice, because the Valentina cannot profit out of his ultimate. But Valentina still has the manipulation to be able to use over there from Janna on this Eve. So I think both sides have a pretty decent matchup. They have a couple of answers for both sides, but it's going to really be dependent on these side lanes and how they kind of rotate and try and get these ganks. Esmeralda in the slight advantage. If she does get ganked on that Dyroth, maybe an easier time for Dyroth to get that kill. But the problem with some of the Dyroth players is they overextend as they are too comfortable. And you are seeing that right now. If they can get the perfect match for the stun, and they are going to be able to freeze him up right there. He is now frozen. He is going to have to kind of get out. But he only has Petrify. He's going to use that Abysm Strike. But down goes Vin. And that's going to be first blood into the hands of FaZe.
And you do see he did kind of overextend. I just said they do really get big head, because they're able to go in, and if they do Dyroth get a little bit low damage, his passive, once he gets his little stacks of passes, he's able to get a little bit of spell bumps. I can see why they try to overextend, but he overextended way too much, did not think of the rotation or where they will come from.
Yeah, you're definitely making some good points right there, as you are going to see Faith. Now, I've never seen the R-Lot play, so I'm excited about. Have you actually seen the R-Lot be played before, Ras?
Actually, I did use Arlott before. I was still questioning him in AI. Once he's near you, his passive automatically goes. He marks you, he can dash to you, able to use his first skill to stun, And not only that, make another mark to dash towards you.
Now that's interesting because I was wondering how his skills kind of work. So it looks like he does mark people. I know he could consistently get his dash back as skill 2 if you are marked, but speaking of the mark phase, not missing a beat, gonna make the most out of this Dyroth yet again using the Abysm Strike, a mirror image of what we've seen not even a minute ago, and he's gonna find his second kill in the game. And you gotta see FaZe, gotta put the respect on it. They're definitely focusing on this Dyroth as he's lacking in the mobility. Typically you don't see the petrify on a Dyroth, you see the flicker, and when you don't have that flicker in your disposal, you are an easy target for a team to gank if you are trying to overextend, because Dyroth's one of those heroes who requires you to play up close and personal, but you can't really get that close if you don't have a means to retreat.
Yeah, that is Sheen. I don't know, we do see Bean. If I was Dyroth and I would just personally hide around return, let the wave come closer to me, because if I don't want to overextend, because we do know if they are targeting Dyroth, because we do know he's a big counter against Esmeralda, so I could do see why Team FaZe is helping the Esmeralda a lot, which is really good for the rotation. I know we do see a possible team fight.
You're going to see a possible team fight on the way. Look at the mid lane. You are seeing Dyroth rush in. Vin trying to make up for the deaths. Now the stun, and down goes Super Proxy. Faith picking that up on this R-Lot. That's going to be the first kill for Los Eggs. And that is going to be the Mage of FaZe falling for that clash.
Yes, and we do see that R-Lot's combo. He went in straight dash to, who was it? Valentina, able to stun her and dash out. Like, see, that's like the good combo we do see, and especially for Faith, probably studying R-Rot, which could be a really good late game. You know, he has that stun once he gets his ultimate to push any hero away from him or to the other side, possibly bring him closer.
And speaking of bringing close, 10 part memory is going to connect, and now it looks like Kyle's going to go ahead and do a little bit of that emote for that good sportsmanship, and is going to take down Sunny, but Faith is going to pick up his second turtle of the game, trying to keep his team alive on this farm. But look at Super D's, look at Super Kyle. They're going to go ahead and strip down all the gold off of this tier 1 turret for the bottom lane.
Yeah, we do see Team FaZe with that gold lead, you know, which possibly we do not want to get carried out. We do see a team fight.
You are seeing a team fight on the way. Down goes the manipulation over there by Super Proxy, trying to take out Janna, but can he get out? 1 HP, yes he does! But wait a minute, now you are going to see Faith pick up a kill, takes down Jumo, but maybe a little bit of overextensions. Down goes the tips of blades over there by Ling. Vin gonna pick up a kill, takes down Super Proxy, and it looks like Kyle was unable to secure that final hit onto Faith, and now is going to go ahead and use the Finch Poise to rotate around the map.
Yes, we do see, you know, I do see right now, I'm not analyzing Valentina. She is going for the Eve because she can benefit a lot from the Eve, especially from the back line, able to use the web manipulation, able to slow down the team Los Eggs right here.
Yeah, definitely able to slow them down. And that Eve is going to have that 5x5 with that manipulation if you're not careful. But King Kong, not worried about the direct counter, is going to rush into the Dyroth full force. But he did use the Abysm Strike, and now King Kong trying to run away. He's going to get taken down. Vin picking up that kill. A little bit of that overextension, and now the Fatal Links for the set. But can the team capitalize off of it? You are seeing Vin get away. Faith picking up a killing spree, takes down Atlas. And that is just not where you want to be. You have to respect the power of that Dyroth, or he will quickly send you to the caster's desk.
That is true. You know, we do see Faith with the Arla doing really good rotations. We do see he knows how to use Arla, using his passive correctly, his stun, and able to dash in and out when needed.
Yeah, definitely having to watch out for those dashes as both teams trying to find an answer. And it looks like Vin is going to go ahead and take this turret on the top side, and that's going to be the first turret of the game into the hands of Los Eggs. Now turning this match into their favor, but look at the dive into the mid lane. Down goes the manipulation to his spawn, and now the IMU, as a response to that, it looks like Gina is going to be bursted out by Super Proxy. Down goes the tips of blades. Vin going to pick up a kill, takes down Proxy. Both mages off the battlefield. Faith going to take down Super Kyle. The man is on fire. Looking at this R-Lot right now, able to find these answers, and also with the 4-0-2 KDA, gonna go ahead and take up yet the third turtle into the hands of Los Eggs with no contest.
That is good that they're taking turtle. You know, they did take out their jungle, so they're able to contest their turtle without no interruptions, which is going to be able to provide more gold for their team to get their items quickly as possible. Because we do know Carrie needs her items, especially late game. She did get a nerf, which is bad. But, you know, once she gets her items, she can still be good for damage. And we do see a possible fight in bottom lane.
You do see a possible fight on the way, as you are seeing Super D's trying to hold on to the turret. They lost the tier 1 for the top side. King Kong kind of having a hard time up against this Dairoth, and now the Void Crystal rushing in. And now, speaking of Dairoth, Vin trying to secure the kill. You are going to see the rush in the Minoan and Fury for the set. Down goes the manipulation. Vin picking up a kill onto D's, and now down goes Zaito, but Sunny going to pick up a kill, take out Jumo. Super Proxy going to take out Vin. A lot of bodies dropping on the floor, but look at Super Kyle making the most out of the situation. He's going to open up the map by taking the mid turret in the mid lane, and that is a good play right there. That is definitely going to open up the map for the side of FaZe.
Actually, it was a bloodbath right there in bottom lane. But we do see Kyle able to go straight to mid lane. He knows that team fights can be dangerous, so he's prioritizing the turrets first. Because we do know kills can't get you the victory. You need to take down these turrets. You do need to be able to open up the map more for mid lane, which is good for team FaZe. So we do see, a possible fight mid lane.
Huge fatal links for the double set, but down goes the manipulation over there by Jana. Super Proxy able to pick up the kill, takes down Faith, and now you are going to see Super D's taking down Zlato. 2 members off the board for Los Eggs, and it looks like FaZe is trying to turn this back in their favor. 9-8, you are still seeing Los Eggs leading by 1 kill, as we are going to look at a little bit of these items. Dairoth already having that Hunter Strike, working in his favor for additional movement speed and also pin. And same thing over there with this R-Lot. I'm kind of new to seeing this in the Land of Dawn, and he is going to opt in for that Thunder Strike and also go in for the Endless Battle, but now the Petrify on the way. Vin going to pick up a kill, takes down Super Kyle, the jungler for the side of FaZe, but now may be costly, as you are going to see Super Proxy rush in, going to go ahead and terrify him. Can he escape? Esmeralda providing some shield, down goes the manipulation, and Jana is going to take out King Kong, and down goes Super Proxy. Jana with the double kill on the Eve.
They are doing so good. Team Los Eggs has really good rotation. Their tank is with them in team fights. This is really good for Los Eggs. And if we do see the items over here, we do see Esmeralda getting that Enchanted Talisman, and not only Dominant Ice provide anti-hit because the Mino, and also Arlot, his passive can give you some spellband, and also Dairoth. That's a really good counter. We do see Brody here building the Blade of Hephaestus and Malefic Ward, give him that good damage. Oh, and he just bought Demon Hunter. And we do see right here with Eyes and Mage Ring, the 3 core items for Eve, with Enchanted Talisman for that mana and a little bit of HP. Oh, and we do see a possible team fight mid lane.
You already see Super Proxy get a kill. Super Kyle taking down Jana. 3 members off the board for the side of Los Eggs, and an advantage for FaZe to try and regain control of this map, as you are seeing Lord still pushing in on the bottom side. Looking at King Kong, gonna go ahead and push in these minions on the top lane. And looks like Super D's is gonna stop this Lord from taking the tier 2 turret.
I just feel like Eunice right now. I was trying to explain the items, and they're just trying to make some good plays right here. But we do see how, as I was saying, Eve does have that glowing wand and Ice Beam one, give that little bit of burning, but also a little bit of slowing effect. We don't want them to accept the word manipulation. We want them to stay in that old, but we do see Valentina with that Enchanted Talisman and a questionable builder here. We do see the Clock of Destiny and Lightning Truncheon, but we do see a team fight.
Super D is able to get the kill, takes down Vin on this Dairoth, being a little overly aggressive. 556 KDA, definitely need to be a little bit more safe. Even though he does have the damage, if he overextends, he can easily be picked off. Speaking of pickoffs, you are going to see the tier 2 turret fall on the bottom side into the hands of Sunny on this carry. We got to keep an eye on her as well. Carry can definitely burst down the side of FaZe if they are not careful. They do not have that Lolita to kind of block those speedy light wheels. But speaking of blocking, down goes the Fatal Links for the double set. Jana able to get out just in time, but not the same for Zlato. Super D is going to burst him down, but Super Kyle rushing in like Superman is going to take down Jana on the 1 HP Eve.
These team fights, these initiations are so good. I just can't take my eyes off of me screen right now. It's just so many good initiations. Just everything about it is so good. But we do see how Valentina with that Clock of Destiny and Lightning Truncheon combo burst, which is really good for her first skill. But in my own opinion, I would have gone Glowing Wand. Give that little bit of burning, just poke him a bit. It would make him not initiate. But hey, items are items. And we do see Link here with that Windtalker and Berserker Fury with the Endless Battle. That good crit damage, which is really, really good for the against the other team. And we do see hopefully another team fight.
Yeah, possible team fight on the way. It looks like Jumo is going to get out of there just in time, as Lato was possibly going to wait for a potential Minoan and Fury set. But now both teams kind of playing safe, even on the board for the most part. You are seeing Turret still in favor for Los Eggs, but they are neck and neck in gold. 39,000, exactly the same amount of gold, as we are seeing Lord now being enhanced, trickling into this mid to late game. And right now you are seeing some good footing over there by FaZe. Look at the Bush on the top side playing together, waiting for a pickoff. But same story over there from Los Eggs, as they do have carry on the bottom side. It's going to go ahead and clear up these minions. And this may be a potential chance with the separation for FaZe to take this objective, as they do not have their marksman currently in the fight. But looks like Sunny is going to make it there in time. Looks like King Kong is going to go to the bottom side, but no, he is going to go ahead and possibly stay there. Ling is going to go in for that blue. But look at the patience for both of these teams. They know what is on the line, and they don't want to make the first push. They want to wait for the team to make a mistake, and you got to respect it, right? You see these kind of plays with higher elo teams, not going instantly for the Lord, but trying to bait it out. And speaking of bait, King Kong checking the wrong bush. Abysmal Strike not able to connect though. Fatal Links! The knockup from the Minoan Fury. Down goes the manipulation. Blato taking out King Kong. Down goes the Esmeralda. Then gonna take out Jumo. And that is 2 members off the board for the side of FaZe. And the trade definitely leaning into the favor of Los Eggs. Is look at Super D's running away from Vin, but unable to escape. Timson Blaze going down. Vin picking up a double kill, but taken down by Super Kyle on the Ling. Super Proxy taking out Slotto, but Jana gonna take out Super Kyle. Faye taking out Proxy. And that is a full wipeout on Team FaZe, and that might just be game. But look at the minions rushing in just in time. But 10 seconds until King Kong can come back in the match isn't enough, as they do have this carry. And no, it may not be, as they are now shifting their focus to this turtle. You are going to see Jumo rush in, not in time. And ladies and gentlemen, Los Eggs takes game 1.
That was just tremendous. I'm speechless for what I just saw right now. As we do see, they were hovering over Lord, but we do see Esmeralda making that little mistake, and that little mistake can be a big deal. They took advantage of that little mistake, able to get a good contest in the fight, and able to win the game. And as we do see Carrie here, she was 115, able to get that good burst damage, but that attack speed straight for the enemy's base was just a victory for that.
Definitely a good play indeed, as you are seeing MVP go into the hands of Vin on this die route. That direct counter to Esmeralda kind of shutting down King Kong 0-3 and 4. But it was a very close game down to that last engagement, but they were able to get that wipeout with that counter pick, and you got to respect it. And also Faith, not to mention, I feel like he should have possibly got that MVP, 6-2 and 5, and also was able to claim most of the neutral objectives. Was definitely online, and if anybody needs an R-Lot build, there it is. Better screenshot it, bam, it's gone. But looking at the statistics for this match, you are going to see team participation going into the hands of Vin, and that's probably why he got that MVP. He was definitely all across the map, providing that damage for the team, not afraid to rush in and take that damage and also dish it out. And you are looking at the turret damage, 47% from Sunny on this carry. Definitely the power of the Speedy Light Wheels at its finest, and that is going to be game 1 for Series 2 going to the side of Los Eggs, the second team underneath Huevo. And I'm really excited to see how the game 2 goes. I gotta say, it was a good game. The draft was interesting, but if you slot that Esme, you gotta respect the die route at all times. Even if you think you have the slight advantage, you can definitely turn it around in the blink of an eye. And that is gonna be 1 game down for Series 2. So ladies and gentlemen, the polls are definitely still up. Place who you guys think will take game 2. Are we gonna see the side of FaZe be able to turn this around for a reverse sweep, or possibly take us to a game 3? Or are we gonna see Los Eggs go in for the sweep and take us to Series 3? Definitely don't go anywhere, as both these teams are getting ready to embark back in the land of Dawn for match 2.
You can travel the world to find yourself. But that journey must start at home. Because you can't know who you are without remembering your past experiences.
Basic is returning to Asia for his redemption. The BTK trio wants to prove M3 wasn't just a fluke, and Hoon looking to win back his fans.
I got basically kicked, but they still call me traitor for, I don't know, for pursuing my dream.
I thought living that comfort zone and then try new things was a better way for me to pursue the win.
We're coming and we're gonna compete. We're gonna put a fight, that's for sure.
I'm coming for you, M4.
This is what we have all been waiting for.
You push us, we push you back. You respect us, we respect you back. You doubt us, we will bleed to prove you wrong.
Everything on the line right here, right now.
Definitely, they're not underestimating us as much as they did in M3. People probably see us and take us more seriously now, especially considering our accomplishment back then.
I want to be the first in the world. I want to win a world championship. And the only way to really do that is day in and day out. There's no relaxing. You have to keep going.
Here comes the Valley.
It's my time, I'm a ball. I'ma get this money right. I'm gonna live my best life. They been talking, tell me on me, but you know they'll never win. I'm controlling all my victories, and something that's gotta give. Cause this is just what I made it now, made it now. You can't ever break us down, break us down. All these features for the stars, come and show me what they not. And I'll never ever stop. Won't never stop, yeah.
Touch the sky, you're made of silver and gold. Touch the sky, you're the greatest future now. You and I, we can make it out of the cold. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will always rise, we will never fall. Fight in our eyes, and we are strong. Even though we know our backs against the wall. And again, you take your aim, you know that this is.
I've been down, been waiting so long. I'm here for the crown, I'm here to show off. Greatness time, just waiting to show y'all. This is your time to remember.
So many times I lie in the basement waiting for greatness. No, I won't listen to anyone hating on me and telling me I wouldn't make it. Cause I did everything that they said I couldn't. Caught my footing and I got the controls. I stand for something, I ain't running now. I'm the greatest now, I just wanna make it burn. Don't let me down, don't let it up. I've been on the road, accomplished all of my goals, and I ain't gonna let you down.
Touch the sky, you're made of silver and gold. Touch the sky, you're the greatest future now. You and I, we can make it out of the cold. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will always rise, we will never fall. We fight in our eyes, and we are strong. Even though we know our backs against the wall. And again, pick your aim, you know that this is.
Coming for the game, cause we ready for the victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Land of the Dawn. We are the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy, and man, what an insane match for the second series of the day. We are looking at Team FaZe going up against Los Eggs, and Los Eggs able to prevail with that counter pick on that Dairoth, leading the way for the MVP in that swift finish. But we are going to be seeing FaZe trying to find some answers for the second match of the series, as you are going to see them try and even out the scoreboard and take this to a game 3. But the question of the day is, what will Los Eggs do from here? Are they going to be able to secure the sweep? Or are they going to allow FaZe to find the momentum and turn this around in their favor? Joined on the desk with me, I have the amazing caster who you heard in the match 1, going by the name of Raz, who also provided that insane prize pool of cash for the Valentine Dash. So, hey, there's a little bit of a bar there. Give me that record deal, but definitely shout out to my boy Raz. I'm excited to have him on the desk. Just for the drafting phase, though, will be him and Eunice, who's been in the MLSA staff since the first season, and they'll be handling that. And then I will be the play-by-play over there with Raz to kind of paint that picture as we do embark into match 2 of this game. How you guys doing today?
I mean, I'm doing okay. I'm very glad that I got to be here for that draft phase alongside with Raz here. So, pretty excited to see what these two teams have in stock. I do know that both teams are pretty good. We did see a first match. Both played a pretty good game. So, I'm kind of interested to see what will be slotted this time. And Raz, we saw the whole draft phase going on. We saw the whole entire 5v5 team fights happening. So, I mean, looking at that last match, I mean, you probably saw a lot of good comfort picks being picked in by both sides, and we do know that the marksmen were both online, but they fell a little bit too short actually for the side of FaZe. But speaking of that, do you know anything about any of these teams? Like, do you know any specific players? Have you had the privilege of playing with any of them, or what are we looking at, Raz?
Personally, I was in EXE with Faith. We did disbanded, but we still talk here and there. And we do see Faith as a really good jungler. His retribution, in my own opinion, is really good. But I have not seen Team Faith. We did go against it in some scrims, but we do see, this is Weezy's own personal squad right here. So we do see, he's a really good person, knows his rotations. So who knows how this game might be? Those eggs might take the win here, or we might go into a match 3 if Team FaZe can pick this up. And we do see Los Eggs checking out that R-Rock, because we did see him last game, and if we do see Team FaZe getting that first pick, we don't want to get them giving the chance of sweeping him up. And we also do see them banning Kaji, able to use that divine judgment, able to pick up that one person. It could be the jungler, it could be the mage. The people that do the most damage are taken out. And what about your opinions on these other bans?
Yeah, so I do see the Kasha getting banned out here, and we do talk about the Ring of Punishment. Will was able to get any good pick off, so very good, respectful ban coming in from the side of FaZe, and I do see actually a Joy being banned in, and with that Kasha being banned, I actually would have let that walk and probably let the side of Eggs ban that out. If they did ban out the Kaja, I don't think the Joy would be too much of an issue, because there's no way they'd slot it in, or if they'd actually pick it up instead. But looks like Joy did get banned out, and I do see a Fanny getting banned out. Respectable ban coming in from the Eggs here, knowing that Kyle does play a pretty good Fanny here, knowing that he is the main jungler for the side of FaZe. And I do see Julian also getting banned out. With the current meta, he is upscaling in that damage and is able to proc a lot of that late game spike of a damage coming in from that Julian. But I do know that Glue also got banned out by the side of Eggs, and I haven't been liking too much of the Glue bans nowadays, because Glue did get nerfed pretty bad, but looks like the Glue pick actually ended up giving Kyle this Fredrin, and we know that Fredrin is a walking Petri, and I do see Lapu and Haya getting picked up by the side of Los Eggs here.
We do see them able to open up Fredrin, which is really good in the jungle, a really good meta jungle tank, which, as you said, a walking Petri, able to go into fights, Petri a little area, but if they're in that little area, it can about a damage or to the other team. And we do some taking up that Eve, using that world manipulation. She did get nerfed on her ultimate, but if you time it right, wait patiently in team fights, able to make a good clash. And we do see them hovering over this Lapu. Who knows? Lapu did get nerfed, but it did not stop him enough to do some damage, able to get that CC. And we do see them locking that Lapu, which is really good for Team Los Eggs. And what do you think Team FaZe is going to do to counter them?
I mean, like you said, the Lapu did get nerfed in this current patch, so knowing that he did get nerfed, he might not have the most sustain as he did before, and the damage input might not be there, right? But we know that Lapu is still able to sustain and still able to kind of front all that damage for the side of FaZe, knowing that a possible Esmeralda is actually getting hovered over by King Kong on the EXP lane, and actually Valentina also gets drafted, and we do know that Valentina is able to use the IMU and kind of copy every single ult that is on the side of Los Eggs. And knowing that Valentina did get drafted into that puts a lot of draft pressure, right? Doesn't have to be finished yet, but it kind of puts the roam and the marksman in kind of a difficult situation, knowing that if they do pick up any CC roams coming up the side of Los Eggs, they are going to be able to copy that in from proxy on this Valentina, and is actually able to copy the real world manipulation coming in from, who is that? Is that Jana? Yeah, that is on that eve. So it's actually pretty interesting as for draft. I do see they're kind of leaving out and kind of opening up the space for a roam and a marksman. But I do wonder who they're going to finalize for their first three picks for the side of looks like they're going to pick up the carry once again. And we saw from the last game they did let that carry walk, and they actually ended up pushing a lot of these turrets. So kind of interested to see what the responses is coming from FaZe. And looking at the side of Eggs here, I do see a Kufra actually getting banned by the side of Lost Eggs here.
Now we do need to wonder whose team FaZe is going to ban, because we do see that we have the team FaZe has the Valentina. Wondering who is going to be good against. As you did say, they can still real manipulation from the Eve. And the bravest warrior from Lapu Lapu able to not only use his ultimate, but the skills that come with the ultimate. And we do see Esmeralda as a good counter for Lapu Lapu. As a Esmeralda main, that little shield can go a long way. It can be lunch, it can be dinner, it can be a snack. It's just so good getting that good shield, making her so much tanking. We do see that they did ban Hayabusa, which is good, not able to let them go in and come out quickly, because we do know that Hayabusa has really good invading, to able to go into team fights, dive into towers, and then dive out. And we do see they did ban that Atlas, that Fatal Links can be scary if all the enemies are too close to each other, and without Purify, it can be a deadly team fight or a good engagement for the opposite team that has Atlas.
Yeah, and with the roams being banned out by the side of Los Eggs, they are kind of limiting the CC coming in from FaZe actually. And actually, I feel like that is a good read, right? They do ban out these roams. And even though they do have the disadvantage now that they just banned out their own roams for the side of Los Eggs, they are actually kind of putting a lot of pressure on Proxy, knowing that he did lock in the Valentina, already puts enough draft pressure by itself, and they really want to limit all that possible CC that can be potentially given up. And I actually see Juno locking in, and no, not locking in, banning out the Diroth, which is a huge counter against King Kong, the Esmeralda. So I feel like that is a very good ban, but they did leave open a lot of marksmen for the side of Los Eggs, but they did ban out the roam. So FaZe has a lot of space to be able to pick up these marksmen. Claude is still open, Beatrix, Brody's still open, which are actually pretty not bad marksmen to lane up against a carry. Moscow is still open, which is pretty good, but Moscow did get nerfed in the recent patch just a little bit. But I see a Minotaur getting locked in by Zlato, and I do see Diz actually locking in the 1-1 pretty fast. And we do know that 1-1 is a late game scaling marksman, and she is a very expensive marksman, knowing, as we said this earlier, she needs all those core items, her 3 cores, to be able to do the most amount of damage. And I do see what Juno is planning on picking, and we do know that Juno is more of a mage type of roam, and I don't know what yet will be potentially slotted in, but I am actually pretty interested because they do pick up a Minotaur, so I wouldn't even think Diggy is bad here, knowing that there is a lot of CC coming in from the Eve, and the Minotaur is able to give a lot of AoE CC, but if they do block that out, they might be a little bit of an easier time. It looks like Jimbo is actually going to lock in the Lolita, and I don't think that's a bad pick, especially put up against Sunny with this carry.
That is true what you just say, Sunny has that attack speed, but we do have Lolita with that shield to block out all of that attack speed, and we do see them hovering over Granger. And that's also, she can use her shield to block his ultimate, and not only his ultimate, his first skill able to, provide shield for their team, and the 1-1 can be a really good against the carrier here, and able to just dance around carry. Do they just turn around and just use his ultimate and able to become immune to CC, and with that Inspire, it would help them in late game. But as you did say, she is a little bling bling character. She needs all her items to be able to do enough damage. But when she gets her mark, if she can land her marks quickly in team fights, that'll be a really good team fight. We do see them here locking Ling, and as I do say before, Ling can split push, able to dash around the map. Not only that, able to clear wave, able to dive under tower and use the ultimate, able to use ultimate to be able to not just see damage, but also give damage to the other team to be able to stun them and just dash out quickly.
Yeah, it looks like both sides have finalized their drafts coming from both sides of FaZe and Los Eggs. And I do see these drafts are pretty strong, and I do see that they opted in for a Assassin Jungle Faith on that Ling, and knowing that they have a potential split push coming in from both sides. And looks like this draft is pretty strong. Both sides are looking pretty good, and I don't know what I'm in stock for. These two teams are pretty neck and neck. They're really good teams putting up against each other. So I'm going to see, but we are in the Land of the Dawn. It is FaZe against Los Eggs in the second current match, and we're going to see if FaZe is going to make this comeback to prevail for the third match, or is it going to be Los Eggs taking that sweep? So definitely have to see what's in stock within the next couple minutes.
Yeah, definitely a lot of stock right now. As you are seeing, FaZe on the back end did not take game one, which is a momentum boost over there to Los Eggs going forward. So I'm wondering how this is going to play out. They do have that Minotaur, which was slotted before, that Minoan Fury. Definitely hard to deal with. Not really too many tanks that can go up against it. Maybe the Diggy to be able to counteract it. But outside of that, that Minotaur is just such a deadly force. But looking in the gold lane, right, we are looking at this carry going up against this 1-1. Two marksmen that can definitely deal that damage, but carry having a slight disadvantage with that recent nerf, going to limit some of her base damage in the early phase. So definitely have to keep an eye on that. But you are seeing King Kong going to go ahead and proxy this lane up against this Lapu Lapu, a direct counter up against him, and he is going to go ahead and be able to get additional gold from that proxy.
Yeah, we do see, them having a really King Kong having really good early aggression, able to clear that wave real quick to provide the FaZe's wave to go closer to the tower. Hopefully, we don't want to see FaZe overextend, because we could do some time overextending.
You are seeing a little engagement on the way for the mid-river. Looking at Ling trying to dive in onto King Kong. Having to be careful, even though he is proxying this lane. When he is low, he has to pick when he decides to cut those lanes. But speaking of cutting, you are going to see that battle over there on the bottom side. And it looks like both teams going to go ahead and disengage now, as they are getting ready for this turtle spawning in 9 seconds. Both teams racing to that level 4 mark.
Yeah, we do see them hovering around, the turtle right there. We do see Super Carl able to try to scare the Ling away, because, we do see Ling right here going after the Beth, and hopefully a team fight bottom lane.
You are going to see some heavy engagement over there. Vin rushing in with the Raging Slash, but maybe Kasi. A lot of utilities have been off the board. Down goes the manipulation, but no response. Super Proxy going to flicker out. Super Carl going to take the kill. Down goes Vin, but look at King Kong going to get hit with the Void Crystal. Able to get away, but the flicker in from Slato to secure the kill, and down goes Esmeralda on King Kong, falling off of the Twin Towers.
As Esmeralda, I would scream. I just see a Minotaur just flickering and jumping just to secure that kill, because we do know Esmeralda against a Lapu Lapu is kind of scary. That is his counter, but able to take him out puts the Team Los Eggs at an advantage to secure the turtle. We do see a team fight at the turtle.
You are seeing a team fight on the way. Down goes the manipulation, and now some heavy engagement on the way. 2-1. You are seeing Los Eggs leading in terms of the gold right now and trying to take some kills, but wait a minute. King Kong rushing in with the Esmeralda, taking a lot of shield, but Faith is going to find Jumo. Down goes Lolita.
Yes, they are taking out that tank, which could be really good against Carry, but we do not see any of the team members rotating to help their marksmen. All the fights I see are in bottom lane. We do need to see the marksmen able to get their items, able to get their core items, able to provide good team fights, able to do that good damage to these. I'm so sorry. Also, we have a question. In your own opinion, who do you think can win in their gold lane? Which marksman is better?
For the gold lane, definitely 1-1, because he has that Inspire. You are going to have to kind of respect that and play a little safe on this carry, but as the game gets a little later, carry doesn't have as much requirements to pop off, right? 1-1 has to hit those crossbow of Tang with the weakness points in order to provide that utility for the team, whereas carry just has to be in range to use those speedy light wheels. So the early game definitely going into the hands of D's, but the late game, you are going to be looking at Sunny having that easier time. But speaking of lanes, you are seeing King Kong on the aggression. Maybe too costly as Ling is going to rush in. Tips of blades going down, going to opt in, use a sprint. Can he get away? Looks like he is not able to, as Faith is going to rush in and secure the final blow.
Yes, as we do see them, I've been saying again, Esmeralda is overextending a little bit too much, able to clear the wave, but when you're trying to clear wave closer to the enemy's base, you're putting yourself out there, and for all, you're basically almost helpless. You're by yourself. Yes, Esmeralda is a tanky girl, she has that shield and able, but once you run out of that shield, you're basically almost helpless not having no teammates around you. We do hopefully see another team fight in top lane.
You are seeing that team fight on the way. Super D's inside of that bush playing safe. Faith rushing in with the Finch poise. And now they are going to strip down the gold off this turret. No way for them to find a defensive stance for FaZe. And that is going to be the first turret going to Los Eggs. Talk about an early play.
Yes, they are going for pyro. They are going for their targets. They're going for the turrets. As I said before, we do not need kills to win the game. It doesn't matter how many kills you have. If you're able to get the turrets down, it can be a huge advantage to your team and able to open up the map more.
Definitely can open up that map more, and you gotta put respect on Zlato on this Minotaur. This man is definitely very hard to deal with, and FaZe not really finding an answer for it. He's kind of having some great Minoan Furies in rotation across this map, and now looking at the map so far, you are seeing turrets leaning in favor for Los Eggs. 5 minutes in, already 3 kills ahead, and leading in the economy by about 1.6 thousand gold.
Yes, we do see, we look at the items right here, we do see the Esmeralda getting their counter tossment up, and we do see a potential team fight.
Tips of Blades going down, and same with the manipulation, the double manipulation from that IMU. Vin gonna pick up a kill, takes down Super Kyle, and now FaZe on the retreat. Faith gonna pick up another, finds the backline, down goes Proxy, but look at Zlato taking some damage. You aren't gonna see this 1-1 able to come online. No crossbow of Tang out of that fight, and now it's gonna open up the opportunity for the side of Los Eggs to take this tier 1 turret in the mid lane. Just having a lot of answers on the board right now, but down goes the minion, and looks like they aren't going to be able to take it, but wait a minute, Vin have another plans! Raging Slash rushing in, Faith as well with the Finch Poise is going to be unstoppable, takes down Jumo, but now Super D's Crossbow Tang has finally found the mark, going to go ahead and get a kill, shutting down Vin, and Faith has been falling in that process as well, but down goes the tier 1 turret for the mid lane, and I gotta say, even though those Eggs lost 2 members, they were yet able to take another objective, and speaking of objectives, Sunny is going to find his way into the tier 2 turret for the top side.
These objectives that Team Los Eggs are going for is so good. Them able to open up map more for mid lane, which is really good for Los Eggs right here. Who knows that they may potentially take another win, or who knows that we do see Team FaZe able surrounding the turtle, hopefully able to secure it, get more gold for the team. But we do see a Lapu Lapu hovering over it, giving vision, and then Mino hopefully jumping in.
You already seen the fight over this turtle. Super Carl able to pick it up with the Retribution, but now look at the engagement on the way. Carry on the top side. No contest is going to make his way into these minions, but look at the mid lane. You are going to see Super D's possibly take this kill, but no, Super Kyle is going to secure the deal, and now Faith going to go ahead and grab up that blue buff as King Kong, and Super Kyle were trying to contest on it, and now may be able to find an answer into this turret for the mid lane. Can they take it? Vin rushing with the Raging Slash down. Goes the manipulation from Jan. Faith picking up a kill, takes out Jumo, and looks like King Kong has been knocked airborne. Faith going to pick up a double, take him out to the caster's desk, and now going for a triple, trying to rush in, able to secure it. Down goes Super Kyle, and right now Los Eggs able to turn this back in their favor, leading in kills by 6.
Yes, there is. They are making this into their favor. Having a 2k gold lead, it's not that much, but it's able for them to get more items. And as we look at these items, we do need them to block their core items to be able to win these team fights. As we do see Kyle with that curse helmet, the Guardian's helmet, able to provide that HP. We do see Esmeralda with the Enchanted Talisman for mana. She did get that good buff, but also a lot of CC from her recent buff. So in my own opinion, I don't know if the Enchanted Talisman will work, but who knows, these builds could be different. We do see them contesting around red buff.
You already see the fight on the way, and it looks like the red buff did go to not Super Kyle, but Faith was actually able to steal that. And now looking at the focus onto the tier 2 turret for the bottom side, they are going to rush in, and Faith is going to go and take it down. And right now, they're just having an easier time on these objectives. Only 8 minutes in, and you are seeing FaZe stripped down to their inhibitors, and they are still sitting strong for the side of Los Eggs with all turrets in the mid lane and the top side, and only losing the tier 1 for the bottom.
Yes, as we do see Los Eggs hiding in the enemy. Since they have the towers pushed back, they are able to hide in the jungle to potentially catch someone off guard, make a little mistake here and there. But remember, as I said last match, the little mistakes can go a long way for the enemy team. And we do see Los Eggs hovering over that Lord, hopefully be able to potentially get a good assassinate someone who steps out of line, maybe hiding in the bushes. be able to provide vision, which is good for this team. And as you said, do you feel like Team Faith can make a comeback?
It's going to be hard. Right now, they are in a disposition, but they may be able to turn it in their favor. But it's going to rely on D's being able to get this crossbow Tang. And now, speaking of damage, look at Super Kyle getting bursted out of the game. Sunny going to pick up the kill with the Speedy Light Wheels, and that's going to be the jungler for the side of FaZe down. Super Proxy being bursted out by this Ling. The Numenon Blast connected for the 3-man set, but nobody there to secure the damage. D's not able to get the crossbow of Tang, and he is going to try and force his way out. Sunny going to take down Juma in that process. Now comes the crossbow Tang, shutting down Faith. Down goes the jungler for the side of Los Eggs, but in response, Lato going to take out D's, leaving only King Kong by himself, who is going to go ahead and take this tier 1 turret in the XP lane.
It was good. You know, she did secure Ling with that crossbow, but the crossbow does not last forever. So when she is out of that crossbow, the team's able just to jump in and basically dominate her. But you know, they don't need the jungler to secure this Lord, because we do see that Carrie taking out that Lord with this attack speed and build that she has, is able to take down these towers. The Lord hopefully able to provide good team fight. She did get kind of nerfed, but you know, it's okay, because the damage that she's doing is perfect for her team and able to provide damage to the turrets. The main objective is just to get the turrets, and which is good. She's hiding around behind the tank so she doesn't get picked off, which is really, really good. You know, 2-0-3 for Sunny right here. Hasn't been out of line, hasn't been out of positioning, which is really good. And you know, we do see the Lord coming up from top tower. We do see Sunny with the Lord, and hopefully, you know, I just hope this team can make a good comeback, because this team looks really decent. But as you did say, we do need Marlon to get that good crossbow, hit her weakness marks, and able to provide this game. And we do see a possible team fight top lane.
You're going to see D's get away with 1 HP, but now the Lord pushing his way into the inhibitor for the top side is going to go ahead and destroy it, and he's going to make his way toward this Nexus. Now you are seeing Los Eggs with the heavy aggressive stance. Looks like they are going to peel their punches back, though. Not going to go in for any more of these inhibitors. And now you are seeing Faith kind of clear out these minions. They are going to still maintain their presence inside of the jungle for FaZe.
Yes, as we do see, you know, Faith is not letting these waves go past, but as we do see the item thing here, we do see Perry with the Demon Hunter, Golden Step, and Corrosion, which is really good for that attack speed. And we do see a possible team fight mid lane.
Possible team fight on the way. Look, as Lato though does have the Minoan Fury, but the Numenon Blast flicker in. Down goes the manipulation, but is it enough to save him? Minoan Fury getting canceled out. Super Proxy is going to pick up the kill. IMU has been activated. Sunny taking out Jumo on this Lolita. Faith going to find his way into Super Proxy. D's going to take out Vin. Activating the crossbow Tang. Takes out Sunny. Can he get another? Ladies and gentlemen, he is on the chase. Jonna trying to get out of there. And D's is going to pick up the triple. Can it be a maniac though? Finch Poise activated by Faith, running out of energy, is going to go ahead and try and clear some of these minions. And now D's is on the chase. He needs to focus on these objectives though, not for the kill. He is going to go in and possibly take that blue buff, not allow Ling to have this energy. And this is exactly the turnaround that FaZe needed. But with the clock respawn timer going down, they are going to see some members of Los Eggs spawning back in. So they have to be careful on how far they push.
And this is the comeback we're possibly hoping to see. We do see her making her marks, able to hit the weakness perk with that crossbow, able to take out the enemy for Team Los Eggs, which is really, really good. And for items, she does have most of her core items, which is really good. You know, we do see these mages able to build their core items to help late game. Thank you so much. As you do see here, she has Clock of for Valentina, she does have the Clock of Destiny, which is really good for that burst right there, and then the Holy Crystal to provide more burst for her team. And we do see them trying to contest around Lord.
You are seeing the contest around Lord, but keep your eyes over there on Faith with this Ling. He's going to go ahead and split push this lane to create the opportunity to have an advantage on this objective. And that is one of the things that Ling kind of provides. But with him not being in the fight, this is definitely the time for FaZe to be the aggressor and try and possibly get a pick off. But it looks like Ling was able to clear it out. Now Esmeralda, Miswa, King Kong forced on the retreat to go back and clear that lane. And it's going to be a huge advantage that they do have the numbers into the hands of Los Eggs and may force FaZe on the retreat. But look at Ling rushing in, trying to take out Super D's. Tips and Blades going down. Maybe able to pick up the kill, but wait a minute! No! Super D's is going to deny the jungler. Look at Kyle rushing in for the fight, trying to burst him down. Able to hit the Praise's Wrath. Down goes Sunny. And they were able to get that Lord as well. And just an insane game right now. Maybe a turnaround that they needed. Jana flickering out, but King Kong with the falling star moon is gonna send him up to the moon. And I gotta say, what a play. 12-16, only no inhibitors for the side of FaZe, but a comeback may be on the way. You are seeing Vin trying to deny it though, rushing in with the Raging Slash, trying to burst out Proxy, using the manipulation over there with that IMU. Can he do it? Raging Slash connecting, getting the kill. Down goes Proxy, and now the crossbow Tang being activated. Vin has been taken off the board by Jumo, and now the Lord's gonna crash in and take the tier 2, and this is gonna leave them open to this inhibitor. Can they take it? Members are spawning back in for Los Eggs, and it looks like Super D's is gonna take that inhibitor, and now a wise decision. They are gonna push off of this fight, but definitely a major win for that engagement.
That is a smart team play for Team FaZe. They're going for the objectives. They're not going for kills, as you do see. They did back out once they checked on that middle turn. They just backed up because they know what they need to do. They're going for the objectives to win. And we did see that play when 1-1 went against that lane, busting out the Wind of Nature to provide immunity to physical damage, which really saved her. Able to get her marks and able to use that crossbow on the Team Los Eggs. And we do see her as the item pool. Do you see that, what is it? Esmeralda with Dominance Icing to provide that anti-heal for Lapu Lapu. We also do see Yves with her 3 core items, the Glowing Wand, Ice Queen Wand, and the Enchanted Talisman. And we do see a little questionable with anti-heal with the necklace. But who knows, able to provide more anti-heal for Esmeralda, because the late game she gets, the more people around her to get that shield, it's very dangerous. I mean, possibly do you see a team fight top lane?
Yeah, you do see a team fight on the way, but Esmeralda with the sustainability, not the one you want to be chasing, and she will be able to waste a lot of time. Lord will be spawning in 40 seconds. You are seeing FaZe trying to keep their pressure with that comeback that they had a little bit earlier, but how long can they hold on to this momentum? Are we going to see the side of Los Eggs be able to turn this back in their favors? They kind of dominated the entire game up until about that 14-minute mark, and now FaZe on the late game coming alive was able to find their footing again. And now, speaking of footing, you are seeing Super D's overextending, but is going to get the crossbow. Tang! Sunny going to negate it with the Wind of Nature. And that is some great itemization in micro. Now the Minoan Fury to respond. Vin going to shut down Super D's. FaZe going to take out Super Proxy. Both of the backlines have been assassinated, and they are not done. You are seeing Zlato out for blood and wasting no time. You are seeing FaZe clear these minions. King Kong trying to contest, hitting him with the Falling Star Moon, activating the Tempest of Blades to negate it. But wait a minute. Can they finish this out? You are seeing Los Eggs trying to close out 27 seconds until the backlines are back. Not sure how long FaZe can take this, but the suppression, you are going to see the winner Trushian go in, but Faith, dangerously low, is going to make his way over to that blue buff. Super Kyle is going to still opt in to chase him down and not paying attention to the base. Wait a minute, Falling Star Moon to clear that minion out, and they do not have the minions in their favor, but they do have the numbers of the teams. And ladies and gentlemen, can they close it out? Look at the Nexus. Oh my goodness, taking some serious damage, and they're able to burst it out. Los Eggs gets the sweep.
This match was just, I still could not take my eyes off the screen. Los Eggs is really doing good for themselves. We did see that Winter Trenchant saving that lane with that quick hand. She just bought it in the nick of time and pressed it right away, which did save them. We did save the 1-1, making a good comeback, but it wasn't enough for the synergy that Los Eggs has did. It's just, this match was just tremendous. I'm so happy for Los Eggs, for Fake, Sunny, Dean, and the other, and Nino and Jenna. They have just really good synergy as a team, and Team FaZe did also really, really good. But the comeback was possible, but who knows? Maybe we'll see Los Eggs in the future to take on other squads. Their synergy is really, really good. So what do you think about, how did you feel about this match, Wizzy?
I think it was a good comeback on the way possibly for FaZe, but I think with that marksman kind of going in for that crossbow, Tang a little too far in the front line, did not have protection, and he was easily bursted down, and that was what they were waiting on, especially that late in the game. You have to realize your value that you're providing to the team, and right now with that marksman getting taken out, that gave an easier time for those eggs to be able to close it out, as that marksman is their push power. With that marksman off the board, don't have to worry about that crossbow tang and all those damage items along with it. And that was when you saw Los Eggs kind of make the most out of the situation and take the game in their favor for the sweep, as you are going to see that MVP going into the hands of Faith on that Ling with that split push capability. Looking at his turret damage, right? 28%. Sunny over there with that carry, able to kind of top that off at 34%, but nonetheless, you are seeing that Ling all across the board, pretty much getting everything done. And I gotta say, overall, it was a good game from both teams, but I think that's just a battle of mastery when it comes to objectives, right? When you are the gold lane, when you are the mage, you never want to be in that frontline position, as that is what teams are waiting on. If they see you off in the wrong place at the right time, you're going to see a conceal play. You're going to see everybody's skills focused in on you to take you down, as that is the eyes on the prize. You are the only thing standing between them and a victory, and we are going to see the side of Los Eggs able to take that win for Game 2 to get the sweep over on FaZe, and that is going to close out Series 2. Appreciate you guys tuning in, but that is not the end of the show, as we do have one final series on the way. We are going to be seeing Carpe Diem led by Eunice going up against Dark Immortals from that Immortals trilogy up for Series 3, all live on the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy. Make sure you guys register on our Discord server to be up to date with ongoing events and so much more for 2023. As we have 3 casters on the desk who will be in the NACT spring season, kind of painting that perfect picture for these teams competing for that amazing cash prize. We look forward to seeing you there. But speaking about seeing you there, get ready for Series 3, as both these teams are getting their draft together here soon and getting their teams online to be able to close this out with a final series of the day. See you guys shortly.
You can travel the world to find yourself. But that journey must start at home. Because you can't know who you are without remembering your past experiences.
Basic is returning to Asia for his redemption. The BTK trio wants to prove M3 wasn't just a fluke, and Hoon looking to win back his fans.
I got basically kicked, but they still call me traitor for, I don't know, for pursuing my dream.
I thought living that comfort zone and then try new things was a better way for me to pursue the win.
We're coming and we're gonna compete. We're gonna put a fight, that's for sure.
I'm coming for you, M4.
This is what we have all been waiting for.
You push us, we push you back. You respect us, we respect you back. You doubt us, we will bleed to prove you wrong.
Everything on the line, right here, right now.
Definitely, they're not underestimating us as much as they did in M3. People probably see us and take us more seriously now, especially considering our accomplishment back then.
I want to be the first in the world. I want to win a world championship. And the only way to really do that is day in and day out. There's no relaxing. You have to keep going.
Here comes the Valley.
It's my time, I'm a ball. I'ma get this money right. I'm gonna live my best life. They been talking, tell me on me, but you know they'll never win. I'm controlling all my victories, and something has gotta give. Cause this shit you spell, I made it now, I made it now. You can't ever break us down, break us down. We true for the stars, promise I'll be what they not. And I'll never, ever stop. Won't never stop, yeah.
Don't just go. You're a man of silver and gold. Don't just go. You're the greatest, don't you know? You and I can make it out of the cold. Hang tight, we gonna
waiting to show y'all. This is your time to remember.
So many times I lie in the basement waiting for greatness. No, I won't listen to anyone hating on me and telling me I wouldn't make it. Cause I did everything that they said I couldn't. Caught my footing and I cut the controls. I stand for something, I ain't running now. I'm the greatest now. I just wanna make you proud. Don't let me down, don't let it all. I've been on the road, accomplished all of my goals, and I ain't gonna let you down.
Don't you stop. You're a man of selling good. Don't you stop. You're the greatest, don't you know? You and I, we can make it on the go. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will always rise, we will never fall. The fire in our eyes and we are strong. Even though we know our backs against the wall. And again, pick your aim, you know that this is
Coming for the game, cause we ready for the victory.
The sky is so vast, isn't it? My little flare.
Papa? Can you reach the sky and ignite the stars?
Of course, honey bunch.
Papa never returned home. He's among the stars now. But what about me?
Have faith, little flare.
Now this is a wonder to behold.
Time. Oh, it's time to make the most of the moment. I'm Hoon, I'm milling for the valley, and I'm ready.
I graduated high school a few months ago. Yeah. We dare to be great.
Dude, that's perfect. One more second.
Hello, my name is Fly Chicken. I'm XP Lane from the Valley. Let's go.
Hey, it's basic. Again.
That's right. I like that.
We dare.
And action.
We dare to improve. Hey, it's basic. Coordinator for the valley. Let's go.
Say hi.
Three wasn't good enough.
There you go. One more time.
Three wasn't good enough.
One more time. You got a better one again.
Hi, I'm Sharp. I'm like son for the valley. Let's go.
see my chapped lips on the camera? Like here a little bit? Don't disrespect the US of A. One more. Hi, I'm Moba Zane, Jungle for the Valley, and we're ready.
I want to fight Yahweh from the Eagle team for Philippines.
Definitely RQ. They've done so much for Mobile Legends, and you could tell just by the amount of fans that they have. They've also been so driven. I mean, they've been in Mobile Legends for years and years and years, and they've always been pretty good. They've always, even when they weren't doing as well, even in this MPL, they bounced back in the second half of the season. And I have a lot of respect for them. They brought a lot for Mobile Legends. And in the Philippines, it probably Blacklist, because they're actually the first team that, even after winning a World Cup, they just stayed driven, stayed focused, and now they're on their way to having a chance of getting their second World Cup win.
You can travel the world to find yourself. But that journey must start at home. Because you can't know who you are without remembering your past experiences.
Basic is returning to Asia for his redemption. The BTK trio wants to prove M3 wasn't just a fluke, and Hoon looking to win back his fans.
I got basically kicked, but they still call me traitor for, I don't know, for pursuing my dream.
I thought living that comfort zone and then try new things was a better way for me to pursue the win.
We're coming and we're gonna compete. We're gonna put a fight, that's for sure.
I'm coming for you, M4.
This is what we have all been waiting for.
You push us, we push you back. You respect us, we respect you back. You doubt us, we will bleed to prove you wrong.
Everything on the line right here, right now.
Definitely, they're not underestimating us as much as they did in M3. People probably see us and take us more seriously now, especially considering our accomplishment back then.
I want to be the first in the world. I want to win a world championship. And the only way to really do that is day in and day out. There's no relaxing. You have to keep going.
Here comes the Valley.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Land of the Dawn. We are the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy and are officially on the final series of the day, as you are seeing two amazing teams getting ready to take match one. We are looking at Immortals, not Dark Immortals, but Immortals making their appearance after the long disappearance, going up against Carpe Diem, and I'm excited to see where this goes, as Carpe Diem led by Eunice, who is the MLSA staff and also NACT caster for the spring season. And you definitely got to see which way this draft is going to go, as both teams are ready to take on this challenge. Joined on the desk with me, I do have Raz joining for the On Point Analyst to break down these items and also keys to victory. And I will be your guys' play-by-play to kind of paint these engagements and all of these fights on the way. How you doing, Raz?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I am doing great, and I'm excited to see where this game is going to take us. We do see Eunice over there leading the way, top over there on the side of Carpe Diem for the blue side, and I'm wondering what they're going to ban out. The meta's kind of shifted recently with the new patches. We are seeing that Julian being kind of prioritized a little bit more. We're seeing the carry prioritized a little bit less, the glue not as much of a phenomenal force anymore, and just so much more on the table. Esmeralda even making a slight comeback.
we also do need to watch out for the R-Rod because, his ability to sustain damage, provide CC, able to dash in and dash out is kind of crazy. And we do see Carpe Diem banning that Lunas. Cordelia Lunox's burst is absolutely crazy. Her able to dive into a fight, not only dive, but her combo with her dark ult and her light ult, able to immune CC or immune everything in her light ult, but also providing damage, which is a really good ban for Carpe Diem. But we want to know who do you think Immortals is going to ban?
Well, looking at the board so far, we are going to see that Joy is still walking, and I'm wondering if they're going to ban that out. We know how strong a force can be. Arlot's been taken off the board, that brand new hero, but I'm not really sure if he's worth the ban yet. There's still a little bit of mastery that comes with him, and with it being brand new, I can't really say anybody's that proficient yet with him, so maybe letting that walk. And they are going to go ahead and take out that Julian. Now, that is a strong ban. Especially with how much of a force he's been so far. You cannot let him walk in the land of the Dawn, as he has a lot more base damage in his kit now to pick up for the early game.
It's true. As many people said, he's a level 3 hero. Once he's level 3, he's able to do his combos, able to provide a knockup. Not only a knockup, able to clear wave fast with his other moves that he has. It's very and that buff is really, really good for him, but that is a really good ban for them, and we do see Carpe Diem banning that Virgin, that walking Pechi. His tankiness is very, very dangerous, especially in the jungle, able to sustain a lot of damage, but once he gets that stack and his little health is a little low, his ultimate can do a big amount of damage. So it is very smart of Carpe Diem to ban the Virgin, but who else do you think would be a good ban for this matchup?
Well, right now, Joy is still walking, and also the Kaja, and I'm wondering if they'll ban out either of them. We do see the Glue still walking, but you do have that direct counter with that Faramis, so maybe not the worst decision to let it walk, because I do have second pick, and if that Glue is slotted first, you can directly counter it. So you got to look at what they can first pick to deal some damage, and I would say that Kaja is definitely a strong answer, and also the Arlot, as people are kind of unsure about it, and it looks like the side of Immortals is going to go ahead and take that out. But now looking at the side of Carpe Diem, they still have some options to take off of the board, right? Martis is still walking. We see how deadly he can be. Also, the well, Julian's already taken off the table, so the Joy, I would say, maybe a possible answer. But if they do take the Kaja, it won't be the worst decision. They can take out the Glue, though. I would say probably take out the Glue, because you don't want to allow the side of Dark Immortals to pick that second phase. But no, they're going to opt in on the Kaja, so maybe they have a plan to pick up a possible Assassin. And now, looking at Dark Immortals, only one more ban on the table. Who do you think they're going to be banning out, Raz?
In my opinion, if they're banning out the Kaja, then almost Carpe Diem is probably going to go a hero who's probably able to go in and out, possibly maybe a jungler, who knows. So, banning that Kaja puts Immortals, putting them into a thinking stage. Who do they think that should be banned? But in my own opinion, I would ban Joy, because her mobility is crazy. Her able to dash around you almost like a Herod. But her not only she gets her stacks from her dash, the extra burst from her ultimate with her stacks is absolutely tremendous. But then we do see them banning Eve, so we do see Joy walking around. Hopefully, Carpe Diem may pick her up, or who knows, they may have a good counter for her. What do you think?
I'm not really sure how I feel about that Eve, right? They have second pick, and Valentina's still on the table to counteract it, but something new to the table that we are seeing recently slotted after the patches is Zoe with this Natan. Natan able to do a lot more damage than he used to be able to provide, and not only that, but he's transitioned over to magic damage over the physical now. You're typically seeing him with that mystery shop over there in the gold lane, and he's definitely something to kind of watch out for with that entropy. So I think it's a solid pickup. I'm not sure if I would have slotted it first, though, as there's still a Lolita on the table to counteract him and kind of block up those, skills that do go out from him. And now you're going to see the carry picked up from the side of Immortals. But wait a minute, Lolita's still in the game. What is going on? She can pretty much counter both of these heroes, and I would instant lock that if I was the side of Carpe Diem. But if they do pick up this Lolita, it'll create the opportunity for the side of Immortals to pick up this Atlas. So you got to be careful on that. Indeed, I keep trying to say Dark Immortals, but there's like so many Immortals teams. It's insane. But this is the Immortals, the revamped version that we've seen from back in the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy Season 1. And there we go. King Julian leading the way is going to go ahead and pick up that direct counter to both of the back lines with that Lolita, and not going to take up that Joy.
Yes, we do see them able to get Joy, securing that Joy for the mobility for offline. But not only that, they did secure that Lolita, as you said. They do have that carry, the Xavier, both all their skills able to be blocked off by her shield, not providing any help for the team. But we do see Xavier's late game damage is like absolutely crazy. His burst, able to stun you into, and able to use his ult is just absolutely crazy. But we do have a question. Do you know, have you ever played with either of these teams? Do you know the comfort picks of any of these teams?
Honestly, no, I don't. So I'm going to be excited to see how they prevail. I know Eunice is a pretty good mage, kind of has all of them mastered, so you are going to have to watch out for her. We've even seen her pull out the Selena from time to time, so I really want to see how this goes, as you are going to see Mikey lock up that glue, but the mid lane has not been slotted over there from Carpe Diem, and they're going to have to ban out this Foramus, and it looks like that is the game plan, as that is a good counter to kind of shut down those little glues when he does use the split. But another counter that can still work against him is that Vexana, right? Something that people don't typically realize, Vexana can burst him down if you're not careful, and that may be a possible plan with that Cursed Blast, so do keep your eyes over there on the side of Carpe Diem, as they have not slotted their mid lane, and they need an answer over there for glue. They already have an answer for both of the back lines, and so I am going to give them the advantage overall for this draft.
Yeah, in my own opinion, I feel like Vexana can be good, even though it's not very much of a meta pick. If you're smart with her, she can be good. Not only does she provide CC, her second skill able to have that burst damage, especially early game. But not only that, in my own opinion, I call it her ultimate baby lord, because it's a little version of the lord, able to provide not only an extra help, but a little meat shield for the team to go against. But you know, we do see them banning that Franco. Who knows? They might know the comfort picks, because a good Franco able to use one good hook can be very, very deadly, especially going for that back line. It's really good that they banned out the Franco. But in your own opinion, who else do you think that they should ban?
Looking at the ban so far, like I said, that Vexana is going to be a problem. They need to take out a mage and a possible jungle, as we are looking at junglers that are still on the board. You do have that Martyrs who can still work in the favor, kind of negate the CC. Wouldn't be the worst option, but also with that Kaji being off the table, an assassin can also be slotted. Maybe that Hayabusa to be able to get into that carry, then also that Xavier, but you are going to see the Barats be taken out, and that is not something I would have chose for the side of Immortals, but looks like they are going to finalize their ban phase, and now looking at the side of Carpe Diem, one last option on the board to take out, to deny Immortals from picking up. And looking at their draft, they still need a roam. Maybe taking out that Atlas can be a great option, as he can rush in over there with the, you know, Fatal Links. But no, wait a minute, they have a lot of mobility, so I don't know about the Atlas, honestly. I would say something that can give them a hard time. Suppression is definitely needed on their team. Maybe even the Franco was taken out and the Kaji was taken out, so this is a hard one. Kufra? If they do take the Kufra out, it can stop this Joy from being able to run around as often. So definitely that counter pick that can dive and get the job done. And that might be who they choose here. But no, they're going to go in for the Atlas instead. Now, we did say that was a possibility, but I don't know. I feel like the Kufra would be a stronger pickup for that roam position, as he can kind of dive in and also use the magic ball to possibly slow down Noct on this Joy.
That is true. The magic ball can counter that Joy from dashing around him, but not only that, the Tyrant's Rage, if they're able to pin Joy against the wall and able to jump in, that can be really good for Team Immortals. But who knows who their jungle and their roam can be. Like, I'm not really much of a roam person. I'm not an expert at roam, but maybe a possible Minotaur, able to provide that CC, jumping in to provide at least a little bit of stun. And we do see you're probably looking at the stream, probably reading my mind, and they did lock in that Minotaur.
Yeah, you are seeing that Minotaur locked in. We've seen how deadly it could be in the last series over there with Los Eggs, and now Tarkle, maybe watching that game, decides to pull it out. And it's not the worst option, right? Not too many heroes can kind of go up against it, and you really kind of need like that anti-CC, like that Diggy to kind of give him a hard time. But Minotaur will have that Minoan Fury, but he has to have a little bit of patience with the placement of it, as you are going to see Noct on this Joy, who can rush out in time and possibly get away from it. And also, Zoe has mobility of his own over there with that Entropy. And you are going to see Tonka on the Link, who can as well use that Tempest of Blades to escape. And overall, I think it's a solid pick. As Eunice, this is not your traditional mage that we see, but looking at who they're going against, it does work, right? This is going to be that Lu Yi, is going to have that set potential, and this very frontline presence over there on that glue, and also this Minotaur, and that is a lot of CC coming from Carpe Diem, but I don't know how well it'll play out into this glue, as I'm not seeing anybody shut him down right now. They don't have an answer for the Ling, though, so that is something working into the favor of Carpe Diem, and I'm seeing a good draft overall from both sides of the table. You are seeing K14C over there with this carry. That late game damage dealer is going to go ahead and hover over that Vengeance, and I'm wondering how this will kind of play out for her, but looking at this Lu Yi, right? That's good CC, but their late game damage is going to be all into the hands of Sui for the victory.
That is true, but you know, we do see Eunice with Loi. Loi, she's, as mentioned, she can be versatile. You can use Clock of Destiny with like Entrenching, or you can go with a more cooldown by like, Enchanted Talisman and Glowing Wand. It just depends on the team comp here. But she does, when she gets her marks on you, she can be deadly in the team fight. Able to provide, you know, not only the teleport to hide anywhere around the map, basically you can just sneak on the person and catch them off guard. But we do see them going with the Armon, you know, him able to use the conceal, able to get away, sneak in, sneak out. But in your own opinion, who do you think did good for this draft?
Well, looking at it so far, I'm seeing both sides have a very strong chance, and I think it's going to come down to execution, right? If you are looking at the side of Immortals, they do have that carry, who did get a slight nerf with the recent patches. Not going to be as strong as he used to be prior patch, but still can hit the mark if you are patient and able to get your core items. You are looking at the Xavier, also with those 3 core items, able to kind of burst down pretty much anybody in the game with that Dawning Light in the Mystic Field. So I think it's going to come down to who is patient, who is able to make the most out of the early game and shift the momentum to their team's side. But I gotta say, Natan is who I'm gonna be keeping my eyes on, right? I love seeing heroes come back online after recent patches, and it's said that he has more of that magic damage now. You are seeing, if you are looking at the battle spell for the Natan, he is gonna pick up that mystery shop. And this is kind of what you expect to see on him nowadays, and also with the Inspire to do some additional attack speed to possibly get a kill over there on K14C, who did go in for that Flicker to give him a little bit more mobility.
Yeah, because we do see Nathan does have his own little built-in Flicker, but he did receive a buff actually with his ultimate providing more. Once he gets his stacks off of his skills, he's able to provide more attack speed. But we do see them contesting around the lethal, that we do see them getting to lethal, Team Immortals. We want to know what will these mid laners do, because we do see mid lane is a very important role. Able to clear map out and able to gank lane. Rotation is key for a mage. And we do see him possibly engaging on red.
You are going to see the stun over there. The Yin Yang possibly getting proc to Flicker out just in time as the Carpe Diem with the 4-man trying to close in over there on O, and it looks like he is able to get out with that Minotaur roam. But wait a minute, Tips of Blades going down. Tonka gonna pick up the kill. Not sure why he went back in that bush, and that is gonna be first blood to the side of Carpe Diem into the hands of their jungler, Tonka on the Link.
And then my own personal information that I've gotten, I've talked to Eunice about her squad. You know, they have really good synergy. She says she's very, very picky about her squad mates. This team can possibly be like they're all holding hands. They are one with each other. They have really good synergy. You know, so we possibly do see maybe good team fights, good coordination, good map awareness, and good rotations. As we do see King Julian right here in the bush hiding to Lord, King Turtle.
You are going to see the Dawn Light go down. Numenon Blast procking up for the stun. And now Tips of Blades rushing down. Noct picking up the turtle. Tonka taking down Charcoal. You are going to see the engagement still on the way. Finch Poise activated, as well as the Vengeance from Mikey. Going to get away with that split. But that was the side of Carpe Diem. Not only able to take a kill, but also able to take the first turtle of the game.
This is really good for Carpe Diem. You know, able to secure that turtle, provide more gold for their own team. You know, we do need to see the lane get fed, you know, able to provide more mobility for the map, and we do see right here Nathan building a questionable bit. He's believing Heaven's Feathers, which is a really good item for Nathan, rushing it, which is really good. And we do see Eunice rushing that Enchanted Talisman, which can be really good for cooldown, able to get her skills right away, so she's able to create that yin yang. And who knows, how do you think this match will turn out to be?
Oh, I don't know, because right there was a lot of utility. Not only the diversion over there by Eunice, but also the Numenon Blast, not able to find any damage over there to the Xavier. Now he's going to rush back in. Sui getting a kill. He's going to go ahead and take down this Minotaur with that Natan gold lane, making his mark back in with the recent patch. Already getting a first kill, and now a little bit of engagement on the way. A possible dive into the turret, but you are seeing the 3-man stack from Immortals to try and stop them, and it looks like they are not going to push in for that fight, but shift their focus to the mid lane. Talk about objectives, eyes on the prize. You're going to see the Dawning Light trying to stop Mikey from stripping down that gold on the bottom side, but they're not really worried about the glue right now. They don't even have an answer for the glue, so definitely need to be careful, but there goes the diversion. Going to go ahead and pull Noct and Tonka back to the bottom side.
And so this is really good for Low E, able to prioritize the objective in mid lane, but knowing that the glue was bottom lane, Low E teleported her teammate to go back to bot lane to hopefully make Mikey back up, and which it worked. And we do see the Joy here hoping to push the bottom lane by the turns, but we do possibly see Team Pepper DM hovering around the turtle, but we do see them going rotating to mid, which is good for them, and who knows what they'll be possibly doing next.
Yeah, you are going to see Let It fall into the hands of Tonka on this link, picking up another kill nice and early in this game, and now going to go in for this turtle, but look at Minotaur. Oh, in a bad situation, taken dangerously low, flickering out, but Knock on the chase is going to go ahead and take him down, and it looks like Lord with no contest is going to go to the side of Carpe Diem, now leading in kills, 5, 2, 1, and wait a minute, make that 6? No, Endless Shards hitting Sui, forcing him on the retreat, but Eunice rushing in is going to burst down Charcoal on this Xavier with that yin yang, and now they are leading 6-1 on the scoreboard.
As you see here, that yin yang is really doing good for team fights, which is able to stun the enemies for Team Immortals, but this is just overall a really good match. We do see that gold lead, which is really, really good, when you have a really gold lead. And if we look at the items right here, we do see Nathan with the Feathers Heavens, and we do see Carrie rushing that Corrosion site there, and we do see Xavier rushing that Enchanted Talisman, we do see Almond building Venus one, I believe, and we do see this link with the Berserker Fear threading that Mark crit, and we do see a fight going top lane.
Tonka gonna go ahead and get a kill, take down Letta, and now you are going to see the turret fall. That is going to be the tier 1 for the mid lane into the hands of Carpe Diem. Not going to go ahead and burst that down, and that's just huge real estate for Carpe Diem to be able to push into the jungle of Immortals, as they are still making their mark on the top side. 1v3 situation, you are going to see the stun over there from King Julian, and so we're going to make the most out of that assist. He's going to burst him down and get the kill, and also take the tier 1 for the gold lane.
Which is really good. We do see, the team is prioritizing the gold lane. We do need to get the gold lane as much gold as they can. Not letting Carrie farm, because we do know, even though she did get a buff, her attack speed is still extremely crazy. Not only, she doesn't need to basically attack you, she can just go for objectives, the turns. That's what she basically needs to win the game. And we do possibly see a team fight bottom lane.
You are seeing a team fight on the way. Ling rushing with the Finch Boys, not going to take down Carrie, but Eunice with Killing Spree is going to take down O on this Minotaur. Yin Yang activated for the CC. Split over there by Mikey. Numenon Blast winding up for the stun. Tonka going to secure the kill, takes down Xavier. Tips Blades connected for the airborne. Mikey going to take out King Julian. So we going to take out this Amon, and that is going to be 4 members off the board for the side of Immortals. You are going to see the Retribution go out by Tonka. Now that is just plain rude. Mikey is going to still stay inside of that turret. Not really worried about it. He does have the sustainability, but Entropy activated over there by Soap is going to go ahead and try and take him down. Look at that damage. It's going to go ahead and burst down Mikey, and wait a minute. We might be seeing this Natan be the answer for this glue going forward. Ladies and gentlemen, don't quote me on it, but did you see that burst damage on that split? That was crazy. Almost melted him instantly.
I do see that is the buff activating right there. You do see, as you did question, who can be a good counter against Glue. I didn't even know Nathan was a good counter. We do see possibly a future counter against him. And we possibly do see another team fight in mid lane.
We are going to see a mega kill. Joy going to pick up on Notch, taking down O on this Minotaur, and now making his way out with no damage taken. And right now, not really any answers to stop Knock on his glorious path as he is leading the way, 2-0-4 on his KDA. Suppression is the only thing that can stop him. And right now, they definitely do not have that for Immortals. And you are seeing this game shifting more and more to Carpe Diem side as Tonka's going to get a monster kill. He's going to go ahead and take down Xavier, but you are going to see the Endless Shards going in, but not going to phase him. Rushes back in. Eunice picking up the kill. Unstoppable is going to go ahead and take down Charcoal in the mid lane. But wait a minute. Electrifying Beats. You are going to see Minotaur trying to run away. Not able to, though. Is not, because it's going to take him down yet again. And wait a minute. Mikey with the split is going to find his way into Eunice, takes down the Lu Yi, the mage, for the side of Carpe Diem, but to respond, down goes the Newman on Blast for the stun. It should be activated by Natan. Sorry, going to take down K14C, and now out for a double on the way, but wait. You are going to see possible Mystic Field on the way. Not able to hit that barrier, though, but Tonka able to take the Tier 2 turret for the mid lane, and now shifting the focus with the Fitch Poise. It is going to go to the top side. Electrifying Beats has been activated, and down goes the Tier 2 on the top, leaving them only with the Tier 2 on the bottom side before Immortals is in a tricky situation for their inhibitors.
Match is going extremely crazy right now. We used to Carpe Diem with 19 kills, and Immortals with 1. We do see the synergy here. We do see how they all communicate. Their KDA is absolutely crazy. We do see the items right here. Low E with that Genius Wand and the Holy Crystal providing that good burst, able to knock down their magic defense and be able to provide a burst for their team. And we do see Nathan with that Golden Staff to provide more damage to their team with the attack speed. And Holy Crystals, very questionable. We do see a hybrid build, which is possibly new. You do see is going good against this glue, able to burst him down with that attack speed. So who knows, this possibly might be a future build. And we do see a fight top lane.
You're seeing Tempest of Blades. Godlike Tonka is going to take down Amon. In the Shards, not even phasing him. And now Newman on Blast with the flicker to the right for the triple set. My goodness, King Julian is claiming the throne. Not going to pick up a kill on Xavier. K14C getting taken down as well. Eunice going to take down this Minotaur. And right now, this is going to leave Mikey by himself to defend against the full team of Carpe Diem, but they are going to go in for this Lord instead of pushing in this inhibitor and trying to take the game. But Glue does have that Slam. Entropy has been activated. Look at the Yin Yang over there by Lu Yi. Can't sustain it. A monster kill now. Can they take the game? Look at the Nexus being chipped down to about half HP, but members are spawning in for the side of Immortals to defend. But Lord has gone to the side of Carpe Diem. Only 10 minutes in this game.
This match has gone absolutely crazy. They did secure that Lord. And they did secure that Midtown. You do see a possible fight at their base.
You're going to see Minotaur fall into the hands of the Tempest Blade by that Ling. Tonka on fire, picking up a double, takes out K14C. In the Shards, he's going to go ahead and shut down Knock. And that is going to be Charcoal picking up that kill for the side of Immortals, trying to defend, but down goes the inhibitor for the top side and the bottom. And now Sobi going to go ahead and make his way for some possible damage onto this Nexus. You are seeing the CC and the heavy pressure from Carpe Diem trying to close it out before the 12-minute mark. Mikey taking the kill, takes down Eunice. Latita going to go ahead and take down the Ling. Sobi going to take down the Glue. And ladies and gentlemen, Carpe Diem takes game 1.
That was absolutely crazy from that Nathan. To be honest, in my own opinion, that Nathan should have got MVP. Able to secure the towers, able to be that counter against that Glue. But not only that, they just have really good communication. Their KDA, and they show us how they communicate every day. Like you see, they're just absolutely in sync with each other. And looking at this team fight, we do see that Lolita, the King Julian, with that 67% team fight, able to go in and provide help as a tank should be. And we do see, a little shout out to the Xavier, able to provide 83% of the team fight, helping as much as he can. But it was not enough for them to able to make a good comeback.
Yeah, definitely a great comeback indeed. But it was just a great game overall. I gotta say, for Carpe Diem, they're able to kind of rotate around the map. And play as a team with the synergy, and that's definitely what we want to see as teams are progressing through the MLSA. And GGWP at its finest. That was an 11-minute finish, 27-6, and we are going to have to see Immortals get online. But the thing about Immortals is this is their first time jumping back inside of the MLSA since Season 1, so I'm definitely seeing some potential with them, and I look forward to seeing what they bring to the table moving forward. But that is not the end of today, as that is only the first match of the final series. As ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at Immortals going up against Carpe Diem. Carpe Diem able to take game one for the slight advantage, and now the question is, how will Immortals respond? Are they going to be able to close it out for game two and take us to the final match of the day in a series of 3, or are we going to see Carpe Diem get the sweep? Find out here soon, momentarily, as both these teams are getting ready to jump back in for match 2.
You can travel the world to find yourself. But that journey must start at home. Because you can't know who you are without remembering your past experiences.
Basic is returning to Asia for his redemption. The BTK trio wants to prove M3 wasn't just a fluke, and Hoon looking to win back his fans.
I got basically kicked, but they still call me traitor for, I don't know, for pursuing my dream.
I thought living that comfort zone and then try new things was a better way for me to pursue the win.
We're coming and we're gonna compete. We're gonna put a fight, that's for sure.
I'm coming for you, M4.
This is what we have all been waiting for.
You push us, we push you back. You respect us, we respect you back. You doubt us, we will bleed to prove you wrong.
Everything on the line, right here, right now.
Definitely, they're not underestimating us as much as they did in M3. People probably see us and take us more seriously now, especially considering our accomplishment back then.
I want to be the first in the world. I want to win a world championship. And the only way to really do that is day in and day out. There's no relaxing. You have to keep going.
Here comes the Valley.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Land of the Dawn. We are the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy, and now we are on the final series of the day. We're watching two amazing teams go toe-to-toe. Carpe Diem, led by Eunice, going up against Immortals, we haven't seen since Season 1, making their comeback. And I'm excited to see where this match takes us, as we did see Carpe Diem able to prevail with Game 1 with an 11-minute finish, and definitely had all the answers on the board. But you can't count out Immortals, right? I'm assuming they've been practicing for a little while, but this is one of the first times I've seen them back on the scene as a team, and I can't wait to see how they respond to the loss in Game 1. Are they going to be able to turn the tide in their favor and take us to a Game 3, or are we going to see Carpe Diem and the team with Eunice on the board from the MLSA staff are going to be able to bring them to a possible Game 3, as both these teams are getting ready? I can't wait to see where it goes. And joined on the desk, we do have another MLSA staff member for the special appearance. Also been cast on the desk in Season 1 and helped kind of build this whole entire thing. Master Rim is stepping in for the analyst. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. You know, I actually had my first debut in the Land of Dawn there in Series 1. You know, I got to pull up my deck. I heard you talking a little bit of smack.
Whoa,
but
whoa,
that.
No, that was...
You know, I gotta keep the professional on the desk, right? So that's a little personal beef there for after. But I'm feeling good, BZ. The energy is there. You know, I'm happy to be here. Shout out to Raz, too, you know, for holding it down. I see him doing his thing as well. So I'm excited. I'm really excited to see Eunice play. She's always been a star in my eyes in terms of that mid lane, right? And now seeing her playing with the team, especially against Immortals, right? We love Immortals over here, and it's Immortals in Dark. So, you know, I'm excited to see them go up against each other here.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. I mean, we know Carpe Diem they've been playing for a little while. Eunice kind of wearing multiple hats. I've seen her on a lot of teams, but definitely a good one to lead the way and teach some new members the ropes. And Carpe Diem already looking strong. They do have one win in their favor as both these teams are getting ready to get back into this match. I gotta say, I can't wait to see where it goes, but they had a little bit of a lobby issue, so they are getting back in now. And I gotta say, match one, right? It was a fast finish, 11 minutes in. You were able to see Carpe Diem take that win. I think they were leading by about like 14,000 gold as well. And we got to see firsthand with the recent patches the Natan be pulled out. And we haven't seen him in a while, right? We've just now seen him after this new patch in the MLSA be able to dominate, as he does have more additional damage, and he also opts in more on the magic route than the physical damage with the recent patches as well. So I gotta say, lots of things are in store, and I think we are seeing a total shift in meta going forward.
So, addressing that, Natan, are they building him full burst now with the Lightning Truncheon Clock of Destiny route? Because I went up against it a few times, and it's pretty strong. Like you said, that first skill is able to dish out a lot of burst, right? But that's due to the patch, right? We've seen a lot of things kind of finding their way back in the meta. We've seen the Esmeralda enter and perform well. We've seen the Julian as well. Have we seen that new hero played in the academy yet? Have you seen that, or has he still been
He
untouched?
did make that special appearance actually not too long ago, and he was popping off for a little bit. He does have a little CC at his disposal, and also when he hits those marks, he can kind of spam his second skill endlessly until the marks are no more. So I think it just depends on if you have a lot of CC on your side. But it looks like a little bit of a slight issue with the team, so we are going to go on a little momentarily break as they get back inside of this lobby. I don't know, sometimes Mobile Legends having a mind of its own, but ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with you guys momentarily.
You can travel the world to find yourself. But that journey must start at home. Because you can't know who you are without remembering your past experiences.
Basic is returning to Asia for his redemption. The BTK trio wants to prove M3 wasn't just a fluke, and Hoon looking to win back his fans.
I got basically kicked, but they still call me traitor for, I don't know, for pursuing my dream.
I thought living that comfort zone and then try new things was a better way for me to pursue the win.
We're coming and we're gonna compete. We're gonna put a fight, that's for sure.
I'm coming for you, M4.
This is what we have all been waiting for.
You push us, we push you back. You respect us, we respect you back. You doubt us, we will bleed to prove you wrong.
Everything on the line, right here, right now.
Definitely, they're not underestimating us as much as they did in M3. People probably see us and take us more seriously now, especially considering our accomplishment back then.
I want to be the first in the world. I want to win a world championship. And the only way to really do that is day in and day out. There's no relaxing. You have to keep going.
Here comes the valley.
It's my time, I'm a ball. I'ma get this money right. I'm gonna live my best life. They been talking, tell me on me. You know they'll never win. I'm controlling all my victories. And something that's gotta give. Cause it's the
Ladies and gentlemen, sorry about the slight disturbance. Sometimes a little bit of bugs with the new updates for Mobile Legends, but both teams are ready to go. This is match 2 of the final series of the day. We are seeing Carpe Diem go up against Immortals. Carpe Diem able to take game 1 with the 11-minute finish, and Immortals on the back end now needing to even out the odds to take us to a game 3, because if not, we see Carpe Diem with match point be able to close it out for a sweep. Joined on the desk, we do have the MLSA staff member breaking down these items and keys to victory, and also one of the backbones for them MLSA in total. Master Rim is in the building, and I will be your play-by-play. How you doing today, Rim?
I'm great. You know, best part about this is we can the double introductions, right? So for those of you who may have missed, you know, I'm doing great. I'm happy to see these two teams go up against each other. One of my favorite casters, Eunice, there, she's going to be playing for the side of Carp there. So I'm excited to see how they're going to perform against Dark Immortals, right? Going into this draft, as we've been talking about, the recent patch has opened up, you know, the doors for a lot of heroes to kind of make their way back in and remind us why they had a dominant point in some point in their ML careers, right? We did see the Esmeralda making her way back, reminding us, you know, she was dancing before Joy came in, right? With that first skill, you know, twirling around the map. We've seen the Julian made his way back in, so it's a lot of strong picks that's kind of, you know, sneaking up on us.
Yeah, definitely a lot of strong picks on the board as you are seeing the bans on the way. Looks like this is going to be that little Lita being taken off for the side of Immortals, and looking at the side of Carpe Diem, they are going to take out this Kaja. Now, Lolita's not something you typically see. I'm wondering what the game plan is with that, but that is going to be suppression taken off the board for Carpe Diem, and for the direct response, Kaja, who is the only hero that really gives that Joy a problem outside of that Franco being taken off. And right now, I'm liking the way the draft goes, but how do you feel about that Lolita ban, Rim?
I mean, well, the engagement that she does perform, maybe they're, for the side of Dark Immortals, they're gonna use heroes that will focus more on those skill shots and utility, which Lolita can block with her ultimate. But there's still so many things on the board that you can do to counter that, right? You could use the Faramis or any hero that has an ounce of CC. You can even run an Angela with Flame Shot and cancel that Aluminum Blast, right? So I'm not too sure. They're probably, like I said, going for a hero that uses projectiles. So maybe they're gonna focus on a marksman like the Melissa, even the Hanabi, or the Brody, right? As she will be a little bit of a dominant force going up against those type of heroes, right? Carp Diem, right? They're usually a team that focuses around these team fights. So I guess maybe it might be a comfort ban. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, it might be a comfort ban. Something we've kind of been seeing slotted a lot more recently is that Minotaur. How do you kind of feel about that roam so far? He's been making a crazy appearance lately.
Since his revamp, I always thought that he wasn't played enough, right? He has the CC immunity with that ultimate as well as the knockup, and his first skill has a knockup built in now, right? So he's able to constantly provide peel and CC, and not only that, he has the sustainability with that heal coming in as well. So I think he's a very strong tank, a little bit underrated, right? But speaking of things that actually getting some attention here, you mentioned it before, right? This Matan being locked in more, with going for that more bursty magical route. So I'm excited to see how that has performed, as I haven't had much information. So I'm looking at Charcoal here to show me how powerful it is if he does opt in for that route. But speaking of powerful things here, this Grok and this Edith being locked in. Now, both of these picks could be flexed, right? Either could go in the roam position, either could go in the EXP lane position. So I'm really loving the drafting coming out from the side of Carp right now.
Yeah, I'm liking the draft so far as well. Immortals looking pretty strong, having that Natan. He is going to be able to kind of burst down the frontline heroes over there with that entropy, so you are going to have to watch out for that. But Nock is going to go ahead and pick up this Edith. We've seen Edith every single patch get a buff, and even more. Mobile Legends continues to apply more pressure to make her one of the more dominant heroes. And Edith is going to be possibly in the XP lane. But wait a minute, Eunice trying to pay some homage over to myself. You know I'm a godly Odette player, and I really respect that, Eunice. Thank you so much for that over there. You know, definitely drop my Odettes, and no, I'm kidding. You know, that's definitely for Rim over there. We've seen every time Rim gets that chance, definitely. Even in the NACT, I remember it was the summers. Was it the summer season or the fall? It was summer season, right? Yeah.
Summer.
Yeah, you pulled out that. You guys, I want to say you guys made top 16. And you were playing with Huevo, right? Was it Huevo back in the day?
No, it was Kill on Sight.
It was Kill on Sight. Oh, that's right. Yeah, and you picked that Odette. It definitely made history there. I think it was the only Odette slotted in NACT ever.
I can run those statistics. You know, that 1%. That's me.
It definitely shows you how confident Rim is over there on that Odette, and maybe might be the same situation over there for Eunice. I don't know. Maybe might even teach Rim a thing or two. But as we are looking at the draft, K14C is going to go ahead and lock in this Sicilian. He does have the Sanguine Claw, so you got to keep in mind, if Eunice does go in with that Swan Song, he can possibly stop her all together. And not to mention, Mikey does have this Yu Zong, who can jump in with the Furious Dive and also give her a hard time with that knockup. So it might be a little bit of an upscale battle over there for Eunice for the early phase of the draft.
Absolutely, right? Looking at who she's going up against in the mid lane, that Sicilian, especially as the game goes on, he's going to be able to outscale the poke damage that her on that Odette is going to be capable of doing, right? But with the Lakeshore Ambience and Odette's passive, a lot of damage can be dealt from that, right? If she does build in that glowing wand, she'll be able to apply that burn with every hit that her passive bounces off of, right? So even though the side of Immortals does have that dive, they have the crowd control right now, that Yu Zhang is their only fragment, right? But if the side of Carp is able to protect this Odette, to make her poke with that first skill before she actually commits with that Swan Song, it's gonna help, right? And looking at what they have at their disposal, they also have the Wild Charge with the Grok there coming in. So they have a lot of things working for them that would kind of draft around them slotting in this Odette here. So it's not only comfort to slot that pick, but comfort enough as a team to be able to draft around it and have a response for the possible CC that the side of Immortals would probably opt in to pick up right now, right? They want to be able to cancel out that ultimate as fast as possible to burst her down.
Speaking of canceling out, Tonka pulling out something you don't traditionally see, and that's that the Paquito. He did fall off prior to the patch, but now recently Mobile Legends giving him a little bit of that buff. He is going to be able to do more damage in the early phase. They were saying he kind of fell off a little too early, and teams were kind of not even selecting him at all no more. He used to be one of the most prioed fighters for the XP lane, and now, like the Esmeralda, is going to go ahead and shine again. And he is a good answer over there to Mikey on this Yu Zong. He's going to have to play a little safe. He does have the Shaw Essence and Shaw Residue to be able to get some of that life steal if he can proc it. But against that Paquito, who can be aggressive over there with that flicker to extend his range, he is going to have a little bit more of an easier time taking that fight. And if he picks up something like the Endless Battle, right, or the Bloodlust Axe, not the Endless Battle, he will be able to get some Spell Vamp in his kit as well to be sustainable in that lane. And now, another thing we don't typically see, didn't see anything in the patch notes about it, the Eurodora is going to be picked up by O on the side of Immortals, and this is going to finalize their draft. They went for the double mage.
I think it's interesting, right? I'm pretty sure that's going to be a roam Eudora, and I like it. By having that single target lockdown, especially against this Odette here, you're securing that ultimate cancel. And that's the only AoE that's coming in for the side of Carp, right? And if they're able to burst that out, not only is it going to be countering her, but then locking in this Fanny here, as we see, is going to be slotted into that EXP lane, as we're seeing the retribution being passed around some members here, but that Fanny is going to be in the EXP. And again, I do like it. I'm not too sure how it's going to go for them in the earlier stages of the game, as the side of Carp does have that more aggressive type of composition. It definitely, though, does lean in favor of Immortals the later the game goes on.
Yeah, they definitely are being very creative with the draft. Picking up that Fanny, I thought it would have been inside of the jungle, but no, going to opt in on that High and Dry, and also that Petrify, which is still a problem in the XP lane, and Yu Zong having to be a little careful, but he does have the knock-up, and he has a Petrify of his own to be able to slow down that Fanny. As we know, with her steel cables, it does not stop CC anymore. She can get stunned in mid-cables, so looking at the draft so far, I would ask Rim, but I feel like it would be biased because there is an Odette on the table. So I am going to go ahead and ask everybody on the YouTube side of things, how are you guys currently feeling about the draft as we are seeing Carpe Diem go up against Immortals for game 2 of the final series, but already a request for a pause over there from Yu Zong on the side of Immortals. So we are going to go back to the desk, and I guess now I'll shoot this question over to Rim as well. Who are you kind of rooting for on this draft?
I'm gonna give it to Immortal. Actually, no, it's a hard question, Weezy. That's a hard question. The side of Carp, they're looking at their overall draft. They have the Grok, they have the Edith, they have the frontline presence, right? And then you have this Fanny, who's gonna be able to rotate around the map, and then Tonka on this Paquito. I think their overall composition allows for more team synergy than the side of Immortals right now. Locking in that Eudora that's gonna be in that wrong position. There's that 2 mages that scales into the late game, right? And they don't have much CC going at their disposal right now. Like I said, their only frontline is coming in from this Yu Zhang. So I rather go objectively rather than the chance of their draft being executed perfectly. So I'm gonna give it to the side of Carp. I think their overall composition is more balanced and there's a lot more possibilities for things to go right for them.
Oh, well, speaking of things that go right, things that go wrong, I don't know what's going on with these recent patches for Mobile Legends, but it looks like the roam for Immortals got kicked out of the draft, and that's why they locked in that Eurodora. I don't really know what's going on. I guess with the recent patches, we all know how these bugs kind of go around, and right now it looks like the lobbies are having a little bit of an issue, so we are going to go on a slight break for their team to get back in. They're going to have to redo this draft, so definitely take some time, stretch a little bit, maybe take some notes on Odette, as we might be seeing a little bit of a comeback for that hero with the new patch. But ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with you guys as these teams get it together and get back inside of this lobby for the final, or not final, but second match of the final series.
You can travel the world to find yourself. But that journey must start at home.
Now we are going to end
Because you can't know who you are without remembering your past experiences.
Basic is returning to Asia for his redemption. The BTK trio wants to prove M3 wasn't just a fluke, and Hoon looking to win back his fans.
I got basically kicked, but they still call me traitor for, I don't know, for pursuing my dream.
I thought living that comfort zone and then try new things was a better way for me to pursue the win.
We're coming and we're gonna compete. We're gonna put a fight, that's for sure.
I'm coming for you, M4.
This is what we have all been waiting for.
You push us, we push you back. You respect us, we respect you back. You doubt us, we will bleed to prove you wrong.
Everything on the line right here, right now.
Definitely, they're not underestimating us as much as they did in M3. People probably see us and take us more seriously now, especially considering our accomplishment back then.
I want to be the first in the world. I want to win a world championship. And the only way to really do that is day in and day out. There's no relaxing. You have to keep going.
Here comes the Valley.
It's my time, I'm a ball. I'ma get this money right. I'm gonna live my best life. They been talking, tell me on me. You know they'll never win. I'm controlling all my victories. And something that's gotta give. Cause this is just what I'm in and
want to remember.
So many times I lie in the basement waiting for greatness. No, I won't listen to anyone hating on me and telling me I wouldn't make it. Cause I did everything that they said I couldn't. Caught my footing and I kept the control. I stand for something. I ain't running now. I'm the greatest now. I just wanna make it burn. Don't let me down. Don't let it all fall. I'm on the road. I got the start on my goals and I ain't gonna let you down.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Land of the Dawn. Rim is going to go ahead and compensate everybody that does comment # Odette for 2023, a possible epic skin. So there was a little bit of interference with the new patch. I guess sometimes these lobbies have a little bit of issues, but everything is back on track. We are going to be seeing two amazing teams go in for match 2 of the final series of the day. It is going to be Immortals going up against Carpe Diem. Carpe Diem is going to have that advantage 1-0. Now going to go ahead and try and claim victory with the sweep, but can not Dark Immortals, but regular Immortals find the answer to respond and possibly take us to a game 3? Like I said, joined on the desk, also known by Odette and also known by Master Rim, breaking down these items and keys to victory, joining us to paint the perfect picture on this game. How you doing, Rim?
I'm doing great. You know, I'm at the edge of my seat because every time we do a take here, it feels like we're getting one step closer. And then just a surprise is happening because of the patch, you know? So I'm excited to finally see how these teams are going to play out here, to be honest with you, Weezy.
Yeah.
And I know they're ready to clash it in too, honestly.
Yeah, I think so too, and I'm wondering if Eunice is going to pick up that Odette again. As this is a complete redraft, it looks like the roam from the side of Immortals did disconnect, so he wasn't able to even provide any input on the draft. So now that everybody's back on board, we might see a little bit of a change in pace in terms of the draft, because we did see that Eurodora get slotted in last minute. It could have worked, though, because they picked a Fanny, and we have seen that used against Fanny overseas, especially in M4. So I'm really excited to see which way this goes. You are going to see that Layla get taken off the table now, though, and I'm wondering, what is the Layla being banned out for?
Oh, okay, so they're redrafting, but they're going to pick the heroes that they picked before. I think that's what's happening here.
Oh, okay. So they're gonna pick everything outside of the room?
Yeah. On both sides. Carp as well is gonna keep the same picks and everything.
Okay, thank the Lord. Because I was wondering which way this was gonna go. Because I was like, hold on, the Layla's getting banned out. And like, I'm scratching my head. I'm looking through my notes. I'm like, what happened to Layla? What am I missing? But you are gonna see both of these teams going in for their traditional picks that we've seen from the last game. There goes that Odette being slotted in, not wasting any time on the timer right now. Yuzong was picked up. We did see him go up against that Paquito. And then also the Sicilian for the late game damage. You are going to have to watch out on this Odette, as it is going to be a little bit of that upscale battle.
Absolutely right, but she does have that poke at her disposal, so I'm rooting for Odette. Of course, I think good representation of meta mage is very important to the meta, right? But again, looking at Carp Diem and the draft that they had before, I still probably will favor their drafts, because locking in this Franco, there's still a lot going against them, right? After he misses that iron hook, he's pretty much immune to be bursted down, right? The Edith could dive in, the Glock can engage with the wild charge, and the mage can burst him down, right? So he's pretty open. And Carp Diem, they have a lot of engagers going for them, right? So they don't even have to use all of them at the same time. They can kind of combo them and layer them one after the other. So I do think that's going to be one of their winning factors for the side of Carp Diem here.
And now K14C, he picked up this Franco, and I'm not really sure. Okay, I understand the picks are the same, but when you slot heroes in a different order, I don't know if the Franco was banned out when they slotted the Fanny, but I mean, that is going to give him a very hard time now. And I feel like that's just a slight disadvantage, considering he knows they're going to pick the Fanny. So of course you're going to go for the Franco now, you know, but looking at the draft so far, I'm definitely more in favor for Immortal's side of the table, because they have the late game damage over there from the Sicilian. They do have, wait a minute, double marksman, and this is going to be Natan in the jungle.
What I think is going to happen here, because you mentioned that people have been building him that bursty route, him being in the jungle, he's going to be able to farm those items faster, right? The Sicilian is a late game scaling mage, so he's going to take a minute to stack on. And while he's getting ready to be able to dish out all of that damage, that's where you're going to have the Natan being that magical damage dealer in terms of that early game burst that every team needs for these first few neutral objectives, right? But now that the draft has been completed and I'm looking with it, I'm changing my opinion. You know, I'm showing the people that I'm not just biased because my favorite hero is on the board. I do like the responses coming in from the side of Immortals right now. There's a lot of crowd control happening here at every single hero on the side of Immortals has some type of CC that's gonna make Eunice there on this Odette have a harder time, right? Because even though she does have that zoning potential, unlike the Eve or the Farsa, she still has to get up close to be able to dish out that damage, right? So I'm definitely leaning in favor of Immortals right now.
Yeah, they do have the stronger composition and all the answers to be able to take this. If it does go to the late game, you're looking at this Sicilian have an easier time, but when it comes to early, that's where Sicilian kind of falls off. So he is going to have to play a little passive and get those stacks, but Franco doing Franco things. He's going to go ahead and grab up that blue buff and reset the damage on it, which is going to delay the farm over there for Tonka in the Paquito jungle.
Absolutely, right? But looking at this, BZ, the fan is actually in the gold lane up against this Moskov here, right? And I'm not too sure. I feel like Moskov can have the upper edge if he's able to stun her against the wall, right? He is, he's running that flicker, actually. I thought he would have opted in for that Inspired to be able to deal some more damage. And speaking of damage, are you seeing Odette's early game damage right now, BZ? I want you to put some respect on her capabilities right now.
Yeah, you are seeing a lot of damage over there from Eunice on this Odette, and now you are seeing Sobi rush in. Does have the steel cables, a lot of energy. Probably going to go ahead and try and contest on this blue buff. Looks like that is the game plan, even though she doesn't have retribution. If she can take this buff, if you can pressure this marksman jungle, it is definitely an overall one trade. And now the Petrify going in. Eunice going to pick up first blood and take down K14C on the Moscow, but the Iron Hook into the turret. Tonka in a bad situation. Turret gonna try to take him down. Is gonna go ahead and dash out just in time with the heavy right hook.
Now, I would still take that trade, right? They were able to secure the kill, even though Natan did go ahead and secure his blue buff there. That's a lot of early game gold that's going into the hands of Clark, right? And it was the mid laner who secured that. So if she's able to build those items faster, her burst is going to be there. And the crowd control wouldn't really matter, right? You can't crowd control me if I can just burst you down. And she is running that mystery shop. So she's going to be able to build those items for 90% the overall price, right? So they do have that going for them in terms of carp here. Immortals right now, I definitely think that they should focus on these anti-engages coming in from carp, right? They have these dive heroes, but the side of Immortals have these heroes that could kind of mitigate that and dance around it. But speaking of,
you are going to see Tonka pick up this turtle in favor for Carpe Diem as they are able to get that first blood as well. Definitely having some answers, but looking at Immortals, they do have more of that late game composition, the double marksman, and not to mention the Sicilian. But speaking about the game so far, you are seeing the Moskov gonna go ahead and throw some of those spears into Sawi, and now gonna flicker in, out for blood. Does he get the kill? Does have level 4, maybe a Spear of Destruction on the way. Does he throw it out? You're going to see the Guardian's Barrier to kind of block him off in his path. But no, it looks like Salvi's going to be able to spawn out to the base just in time. And I got to say, definitely could have been a costly situation, but I don't think he had his ultimate available to be able to secure that kill for K14C.
and I don't know how I feel again about the Fanny being in the gold lane, right? I would have preferred that they sent the Edith in the gold lane to go up against this Moskov here, and have the Fanny go up against that Yu Zhang, right? As we do know, they'll be able to match each other's rotations. But speaking of,
You are seeing engagement on the way. The Guardian's Barrier trapping Franco on the wall. And the Wild Charge. Tonka picking up a kill. Takes down O with the heavy left punch. Down goes the Swan Song. And you are going to see Eunice pick up a kill. Takes down K14C. But not before King Julian falls in that engagement. And right now, 1-3 on the board. You are seeing Carpe Diem have an easier time for the early phase.
right, and not just in kills falling into their hands, right? We're approaching that 5-minute mark as Sicilian just got taken off of the board, right? But we're already seeing 3 core items being built and 3 first core items. But speaking of,
King Julian gonna go ahead and pick up a kill. Down goes Mikey to kind of respond for him falling a little bit earlier. And now it's 1-5. I think we might be seeing a little bit of a snowball in the early game, 4 minutes in.
Absolutely right. We do see that clock of destiny being built in by the mage here. We see a lot of physical penetration as well. But speaking of penetration,
you're going to see the Swan Song going in. Rim looking very proud, and you're going to see Tonka pick up that kill with that knockout strike. And now going to go ahead and hit the double left punch, trying to go in for the jab. Can he take her down? He is going to be Sicilian bursted out, but down goes Tonka into the hands of Charcoal with this Natan on that entropy, and now going to make his way toward the red butt, but the Guardian's barrier to block him from taking it, and it looks like they are going to be able to secure that, and that is Eunice, who does have the red. Talk about an invasion, and now on the bottom side, you are seeing the Furious Dive. Gonna go ahead and rush out as not giving him some pressure on this Edith, and now Fanny rushing in. King Julian from the backside gonna take a kill with the Guardian barrier, not gonna fall down into the hands of this Franco though. And right now both roams just picking up kills. What is going on right now? 8-3. Turtle has spawned in, and you are seeing MLBB activated, and it looks like he's gonna try and go in for that superposition. It looks like he's not gonna be able to get that Fanny. Saw we gonna get out just in time, and now you are seeing King Julian, you are seeing Eunice possibly overstaying their welcome. Franco rushing back. He does have a possible Iron Hook and a Bloody Hunt. But wait a minute, he is going to go ahead and play safe. Arsene King Julian giving a lot of pressure. Mikey wrapping around, dropping in. Furious Dive with the double petrify and the Iron Hook to secure the kill. Down goes Eunice. Talk about a play. And now they are going to possibly take this turtle. But wait a minute, you are seeing Carpe Diem trying to go in and mobilize. Black Dragon activated, going to go ahead and hover around. Mikey trying to find who he wants to drop on. Taka picking up the Retribution, takes the turtle. The knock up over there with the Furious Dive. Knock taking a kill, takes down Franco, but Latita is going to burst him down with the Sicilian in response. And now King Julian dangerously low, not going to go back. You're going to see the double heavy left punch over there by Tonka on the chase for Mikey, rushing into the turret, not even worried about it. Gonna give you 2 more jabs, and down goes Yuzong.
Now that was a beautiful response there, coming in from both sides, right? They were able to find the pick off there on Eunice and be able to take that turtle. Actually, no, the side of Carp was able to secure that turtle, but then they responded to that by getting some kills as well, right? But speaking of responses, that turtle, that tower being fallen there in the bot side as well. And looking at these items so far, we are seeing some more key items being picked up by this the jungler here for a set of Carp. Right, already locking in. But speaking of locking in,
you are going to see a kill. Oh, going to pick that up over there with that Bloody Hunt. The man is on fire right now, taking his kids fishing. You are going to see the Spear of Destruction, not able to hit the mark on any members of Carpe Diem. And now the immobilization to respond for that Bloody Hunt, getting the revenge. Eunice rushing in with the Swan Song is going to take down O.
What a beautiful melody, right? That's music to the ears of Carp Diem there. But speaking of things, this Moskov, right? He's been taking off twice, but he's been securing these items as he's been passively farming his wave, right? We do see the Yuzhong being taken off of the board here, not having the best experience as he is 0-4 right now. But the Moskov, he already secured that first 2 core items. And once he builds up that Demon Hunter sword, he's going to start shredding. But speaking of shredding, Wheezy, Tonka on fire right now.
Gonna go ahead and take down Sicilian. Not having the easiest time getting online. That late game Mage having some heavy pressure for the early phase. And now the immobilization Guardian's barrier trapped in a wall and beating him down. Eunice is going to go ahead and pick up that kill. Down goes O yet again. And now the Wild Charge, the Flicker, the knock-up over there in the Landshaker. Man, so much damage over there. And you are going to see another member fall for Immortals. That was K14C. Talk about a fatality. Now looking on the bottom side, Mikey going in again. Maybe not learning his lesson. So he was able to burst him down with the swiftness and maybe able to do it again because look at that energy that is there. There goes 1. There goes 2. Black Dragon activated. Does he drop down and get the kill? Petrify for the knockup shot. Essence able to secure the kill. And down goes Fanny. Looks like 3rd time is the charm. But you are going to see Carpe Diem take that Lord in that process. Now, Guardian's Barrier activated. Mobilizing O on this Franco. And now hit with the Bloody Hunt for the stun onto Noct. Entropy activated over there by Natan. You're going to see Latita pick up a kill. Eunice taking down Franco. Double kill for Eunice. Taking out K14C. Is it a triple? Wait a minute. Yes, it is. Down goes Latita. And Charcoal's going to shut down Eunice. Not before Killing Spree activated. You are going to see Grok take out Natan, but he picks up a double. It's going to take out Grok in response. And my goodness, so much going on from both of these sides. This is just, I don't even think this is just on objectives. This is just pure personal between both of these teams right now.
I mean, the Immortals is definitely putting up a fight, right? I think 4 members on both teams died there, and then this Yu Zhang finding yet another death for himself as well, right? So Carp Diem right now, they still have the lead in terms of gold right now, and that Lord is still pushing down. But we do see it being bursted down quickly from the side of Immortals, as they do have those 2 marksmen, but a concealed play here for the side of Carp Diem.
Is gonna rush in, gonna go ahead and possibly get the knock up. Earthshaker going down. Immobilization has procced Immortality. No, wait, no Immortality. You are gonna see the Bloody Hunt going in. You are gonna see Edith pick up that kill. So he rushes in, takes out Latita on the back line. Down goes Sicilian to the hands of Fanny. And now look at the turret. Tier 2 may fall, but Mikey hovering over, not trying to allow that minion to close it out with the Black Dragon. Is going to go ahead and contest it, but there are no minions. And you are seeing Carpe Diem still applying this pressure inside of the jungle for Immortals. And now going to go make their way toward this 2-2 on the bottom side. No contest. It's going to go ahead and burst that down.
Now, I like the rotations there, right? They knew they had the minions coming in, but speaking of things coming in, this Fanny here
is gonna find his way to the caster's desk with the swiftness. How you doing, Fanny? Go ahead and sit down, save you a seat. Charcoal's gonna go ahead and pick a kill off as well. Down goes Tonka. And right now, Charcoal is literally on fire for that turnaround. And 12-22, you are seeing Carpe Diem leading the way, but a little bit of over-aggression did cost them. And if they continue to make these mistakes, oh my goodness! The Iron Hunt, the Bloody Hunt! Look at Knock, gonna go ahead and get the knock up, rush out with the Primal Wrath, but is it enough? The Soul Grip not able to hit the mark, but Natan with the HP is gonna burst down Knock. Swanson going in by Eunice, picking up the kill, takes out Mike, and the Yuzan gets a double. Down goes Charcoal. You are gonna see the Bat Feast from Latita in the back line, trying to do some damage, needs to get back into the save. Oh, but no, Eunice is gonna pick up a triple, and is trying to make Rim proud. My goodness, I hope you are taking notes, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, Fanny making the wrong turn. Save your seat. Go ahead and sit back down. Class is in session. K14C picking up the kill.
Man, just a beautiful gameplays here coming in from the side of Carp, right? It's like what I was saying in the draft. Once you have that synergy and that trust, lock in a pick like the Odette, and then we saw them draft around it, right? We see the heavy front line coming in from Edith there, as well as this Grok, to ensure that peel and those openings for her to be able to get those successful swan songs, right? And it's like I was saying, she's using the Lakeshore ambience to get those perks, those poke damage off on the enemies before she fully commits to the ultimate, right? And that's what's making them win in these overall team fights. Looking at the items that they have right now, she does have that glowing wand as well as that genius wand. So there's a lot of continuous damage that's going to be coming in, right? We do see Paquito having those 4 items, as well as the Fanny following behind with her 3 core items as well, right? But like I said, this Moskov, he did secure that Demon Hunter sword, and the damage is there. Once he's able to get that stun, he's going to be able to shred, right? But speaking of shredding here, Weezy, both Cecilion and Natan building these bursty route, right? So one hit from either one of them is going to wreak havoc. But speaking of wreaking havoc here, Fanny going to find yet another death in the bot lane.
You are going to see the concealed play to respond by Carpe Diem, but not able to get there in time, as Yuzong is going to go ahead and recall back to the base. 15-25, but you mentioned the Sicilian, right? This is that late game mage that everybody kind of fears as you close into that 16-minute mark, and we are slowly getting there. And if they can just hold off a little bit longer, you're going to see them have an easier time. Not to mention, he's going to be bursting down not only Edith, but also this Grok, and that's going to be a really good game for him. And they need to keep in mind, they have to close this out early. If they cannot take it down by the 16-minute mark, you might be able to see Immortals with an epic comeback.
Especially since they do have the 2 marksmen as well. So they have a super late game composition. But speaking of super...
Oh my goodness! Latina gonna pick up a kill, down goes Knock, but the Swan Song rushing into the turret for a meg kill, down goes Mikey! Double kill! K14C out of the game! Tom gonna take the turret. Eunice! Another triple! Ooh. But you are gonna see a kill into the hands of Natan to shut her down. But down goes the inhibitor. All inhibitors are down, minus the bottom side, and Lord making his way in. Tonka with the double takes out Charcoal, and now gonna take down the Nexus. Ladies and gentlemen, Carpe Diem gets the sweep for the final series of the day up against Immortals.
beautiful game coming in from both sides, right? It wasn't an entirely passive game. We saw Immortals having a responses for some of these engages here, and unfortunately, for Sawi there, feeling kind of sorry on this Fanny, right, as she did start to fall off and not really quite hit the mark, right? Looking at these items here, Eunice on this Odette, also securing that MVP, being able to just deal that burst damage, right? And the rotations that's coming in, looking at the statistics here from the roamer as well as her in the mid lane, right? We did see that they were able to open up these team fights here as they were roaming together, right? Both having around 60% team fight participation themselves. So a beautiful gameplay coming in for the side of Carp there. And as always, a beautiful try to Immortals here, but I'm sorry, once you put Odette on your roster, you win the match, right? We see that right now. So I'm definitely, excited, and I'm thankful to see that it's a pick that is high risk, high reward, and it was definitely rewarding for the side of Carp.
I gotta say it. Are you serious right now? How in the world did Eunice pull out like 3 triples in that game with an Odette? Not to mention so many direct counters. They had a Yuzong, they had a Natan, they had a Moskov, they had a Franco, and they had a Sicilian. All heroes that counter Odette. And you just seen Eunice rush in like Superwoman and take them all out. That has got to be, and I know Rim might, I don't know, Rim, I'm sorry, but this is the best Odette game I think I have personally seen. But
okay, you haven't seen much Odette games.
You gotta admit though, that was impressive. Those are all direct counters up against Eunice, and to be able to pull that off, definitely well played indeed. As you are gonna see Carpe Diem take out Immortals with the sweep 2-0 for the final series of the day. And ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Just a little bit of a rewind, a blast from the past. Looking at what we've seen today, we did see Series 1, Bloodhounds up against Universal Trolls. Bloodhounds able to get that sweep. And then Series 2 was FaZe up against Los Eggs. Los Eggs able to get a sweep on FaZe. And then the final match of the day was Carpe Diem against Dark Immortals. And that was the 3rd sweep of the day. All sweeps for the 3 series. All live on the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy YouTube channel. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure you guys register on the Mobile Legends Discord, or the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy Discord, so you can partake in all these future events that we will be hosting. We have so many things planned for 2023. Not only do we have amazing caches that will be in the NACT, but we also have amazing plans to be able to provide opportunities for teams to prepare for upcoming events. And that is the whole focus of our program, is to let these teams practice and perfect their craft prior to the NACT, so they have an easier time going up against teams who don't prepare like them to kind of edge out the competition. So we appreciate y'all. Special shout out to everybody on the desk. We had Coach Deku, we had Master Rim, 2 amazing MLSA staff members, and also Eunice in the building as well, which will be my dynamic duo for the NACT, so look forward to that. My name is Weezy, I've been your host, guys. It's been a pleasure. And also, shout out to Raz. We don't get to see him too much on the desk. He's definitely stepping out there and perfecting his craft as well, and I'm sure you guys will see him more and more in Season 2. He was